around that time, na United Nations, Yatedada, United Nations 1945, after the Second World War. Na Black Africa country be en kahu. Nti so mu koshia wo ho a bibini bia en kahu.
Yati UN no. Na African country be anka. No.
Say yeah, independent countries,
okay,
sovereign nations.
All right, it's that time no. Near ho.
Near in 1945 no. Na say a country be a Black Africa no. Yen kahu enisa.
Okay.
Nti na say we kura yen guase ye man. Nti na ye ka world politics a ye ni mu bi. Now, and also in Chirasa na aman bi e wa ha no enye nya fa ahudie. Na Liberia enya fa ahudie by 100 years earlier. Ethiopia de obi ani won so eda
obi an konka Ethiopia
dabi on the yan colonize won and Egypt nso no manya won fa ahodie. Now these countries enya won fa ahodie no omu pe won ba bi tnan African some mfa won ho wiasen some mfa won ho omu te won ba bi until Kwame Nkrumah ebahe te Nkrumah babeduru ahasei no onu amu oba no okra Madam Liberty big giant statue were US hwe ni say ya so otika mu a hwe giant statue ni sa no say sa Liberty we say no bi na mekọ ekwa akọkọ ho ntokwa ewo mememu eneme continent ya bibi me nyina obabeduru ha no a wo sha ase say organize ne normal ni bibi oye bia no opese ye bibi me nyina. The reason being that abrofo no ho omo edies no te se France omba hwehwe omo aben wa Ivory Coast, Senegal, Gabon, Burkina Faso, sa countries ni nyina mu na yade wako France ntuko sua de na wo beboa ewo colonial administration no nti wo ba bedru ye no classmates, some being the white people with seniors with juniors, say Britain and so on scholarship Oxford and now say University of London, all the universities over there. The Uber now who were friends among the colonial administrators. Intino say Fahudi na wo shisha. Then na upe Fahudi. There was the judges in Aya brofo. Maybe a way a lawyer to say Danquah. Tomo ya would now for Muna we Freemasons, Motodami bomb, Mudi bomb, we be bomb. Incidentally, Nkrumah was the only one who found himself in the US. Into a bedroom Ghana, no ni classmate be our baby. Only classmate. And I feel so US investing no coin. At that time a low class investing because when your scholarship or back Harvard movie. And the Preston University movie.
And here for the no.
And predominantly blacks.
And never
all right. The advantages a year two. The first one was that they were blacks predominantly. Omuina Haiti abrofo. The second advantage, and say, Oko America, no so aye colony to Britain. In the 1770s, almost a G1 fa hudie. International say, wako omaya wako kosia, kwaya ye faso G fa hudie. And the third one is that, omai no wako muno. And your Mike to what say Ghana. United States, about 55 states, just as Africa. Only Africa about the same number of states. Yes, and one Kakerebi. And it says state. A state means country. So country see no ya can't bomb and I your mind back. Meanwhile, Omuji won Nanko Omuji found with your Omu to me so much. Omo yes,
America for
America. Omuji won found with your free Britain one. Omo Yansa so more cambo. No more cambo moon and mom by your superpower.
I don't think a sosano. A whole continent.
And that Omayan one country. And Nkrumah didn't need to form who say country be a sono. We have the advantage of numbers. Russia a son, a superpower. America son, a superpower. China the same. India the same. To the moment that was so you have a lot of advantages. The Ghana film, I see, and to the Nigerian film, they are told what is the reason? Obin almost 300 million, who population 30 million. Almost 300 million. See, I can't say and talk around 1% is one better. What's what 1%, 10% impo, so better in Jessica. And Nkrumah who in the background of FIBA say Ghana is like one state in the US. Into that Africanization policy and unity na what nimu. And so something he called the African personality. Before no kokotu womu ewohono. Anyansafo nko a womu yusu Marcus Garvey. The philosophy says before you know to me e kabom. Eno ye na adwen say na meme ba mbeba be start sa ade no ewa ha na mu nyina nso maboboame. Nti Nkrumah coming to the political scene changed the history of the world immediately. Said this is Africa coming up. And the friends are nam so free American or buying. Now for fun on ya womu, a bini Malcolm X, a bini Martin Luther King. Into 1957, no declare independence, no invite you. On by into time on money independence speech, no, mpacha ordinary speech. Oh, now omo enim no say asem na yakwachi omo enim no say no wa prepare speech a bottom. Na obeduru ho no. When you saw speech, it was like a divine inspiration. And he started by thanking everybody, farmers, fishermen, the market women, party members, Obia. The second line, he came to talk about our country. The next line, he came to talk about the fact that the independence of Ghana would be meaningless unless it was linked up with the liberation of the entire continent of Africa. So he came to talk about Africa.
And before I continue, not just say, boy, Emma and Nkrumah dream for front here, kwa one school of Britain.
And near number one, so called school of Britain. And the outlook could also be a okay. And near number one, and what was Yami and the Bibia as any paternity. Nyami obibia nyami ye bia na se ni patosha da no ko ba bi ko prepare no to oba no colonial administration no ni classmate wom oni adamfo ewom ni onimu an se the same Britain na di America for so no mo pam won gi won fa ahudie na no mo abeyo superpower no o mu so na wa hei nti se metumi pam won all right nti tam o gi fa ahudie ni say speech no the conclusion no was about the black man, that the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. So speech in na Martin Luther King a year notes and no could deliver the famous I have a dream speech. I will US instantly and my black people civil rights for the first time almost so motuaba. Wow. So Nkrumah's presence on this planet, you know, as is a BBR. Did I make us a can as a madagia? And what you know, so 1957 on what independence, 58 in one year, All African People's Conference. Bibi na momra, near Ukwa, ye befaswa, ye beji, fa hudie. Okay. Until Babadu 1960, Pepe Peneate, OAU. Around that time, over 23 countries, no maji won found Africa because of near Kwame Nkrumah about Babeguye. So it means he says, I young Nkrumah or Baya, and can be before crown freedom once I'm the name team. Now, my country says, United Gold Coast Convention. I come once UGCC. You see, Ghana first started with Aborigines Rights Protection Society. It will because of founders, I may say Aborigines Rights Protection Society. No, Sabamo, Jacob Wilson say Munina Ekahono. O Munini entire no. Now, bro, for say, as I see bia currently at that time, no, Omun Fanya Shia, a down. Ya Persia and the Crown Land, ya dish a bias. Now buying a shesso. Now, no, Omutina Hodgen won't open say Debbie. Emisa brofo nte yaka definition of land in Ghana omontiase na yanya de ne se asase no eye na nanu ma ewu kwa ne dia na omo ete asase su sese no ehwe so e de amanchiri ma ye bo wo abedabi nti se ete asase su ne ya mo ho ban na kodi broni nsemu a da bi yasa kwa asamando a anu ye be ne ye kwa because ni wura anum le ho. So it means that in the case of Africans, land has a spiritual significance. I can't say a bosom, a sunsum, and tis a camp, Patraka, the son and Union. At any time, to me, a fluence, and tis a tari, as I say, no, a yamin boy, and then yami 1 inch cram mecam be. Until you want anonymous, your bottle womba queer, a brew on my jenny, a queer weir, at the 2 miles and a frame and I can't once and no less. I will buy a cosimbra. Wobako constantly a wolf for no so abetuaso. Usudru ano akwadane samai. Na sase na be ya wodi ana wodi wani hwe. Ne ya wona ba no so bo ho bai. Eno na me ya kwa explain kire British parliament no ho.
Okay.
Near the boss as no eban. After that, nature's Aborigines Land Protection Society no more or less abaya irrelevant.
Okay.
National Congress of British West Africa and also Omo Ba and Chief Macaulay Omo Adrian say the 4 colonies of West Africa, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and then Ghana, Nigeria. I mean, Gold Coast, Ghana, Nigeria. Yentuminka Yahumbo. Na debi sabe kobase fahudia. Niye ina your mind back like federal states.
Okay.
Almost starting a true baby no mu say emwa because of free Ghana before so bedru Nigeria no French colony that time German territory kwa na were middle.
Okay.
So also wo hwe benkum so Ivory Coast ne ho ansana wakoto Liberia no wako Sierra Leone.
Enti ne moshie. Se ke moshie dia ka be simple.
Enye te dru baby na say ye jai emaneka. Then in 1947 no openi Pa Grant businessman and no adwene ye ne say the South African businessman be friend R.T. Briscoe. Ebe compete with him, rubber no bedua, timber no watcha, bibia brofo no compete with him. And tiania so to me take political party at the be a benya fa hudie. Near pamu abrofo ma womo akọ. No mu korea na chasa ya no obi anye competition bia na ebi before ye ho atoye. E wo man we say mu. Enti what in the party na party no a what ye no incidentally no da bia meka no baabia no na adwen ne say enam say ni business ewo colony I say mpacho Ghana no ni achichem bebre Gold Coast no asia say na ye mpoano no ye fa ne the colony was made up of Eastern Province and Western Province.
Okay.
Eastern Province and I know the Eastern region and then Greater Accra region.
Okay.
And a Western Province here, Central region and Western region here now ya sa chemu.
Okay.
Into na friend the colony. Into the colony na no so na friend the Gold Coast. Real Gold Coast and only colony.
That time no.
That time na
the real Gold Coast no.
And only the colony.
Eastern region, Greater Accra, Central and Western regions no.
And friend the colony in Gold Coast.
Okay.
Ashanti na Parliament kura no a wa akra no mu parliament na Ashanti nkobi they ruled Ashanti by proclamations but you or no amrado omo anu nsa no ka kire ahemfo no na omo nso e de aye adwuma until 1946 no na Ashanti mpo nka ye ho what you say na your fancy one northern territories wo mo so enka ho kura na omo aye ne say wo ho eye Ashanti no made up of then Bono Ahafo and Ashanti region will be the food basket for them. Now, Northern Territories, you can nipa no more babe ye juma.
Ewo Ashanti and Bono no.
I was Gold Coast colony. Mines near the no. I say Northerners so
yeah.
Omo anwade.
Yeah.
Southerners no akuko schools awan de encourage the manua. One yentia see a disremko. Now what the woman you be come one beka parliament no no ma ye mra. Woman ko for be fighting for them. They will fight for schools like Infante Pem at the saddle and others into north in Yinara. Na school be anywhere. Into near our imaginary boundary between the north and the south. Into now we answer United Gold Coast Convention no. Ebe ha wo so mu din Ashanti no north ebe ka ho voter so nka ho akwa bibi te say efa German territory and ye do wo mu aba abeka ye ho enti fa hodie no aye ka eho asem no so called founding fathers and so called big six no so mu to meje fa hodie no a na nka ye that colony na ye so tu emre say wo kire esie Pa Grant no ye chairman of the party no what deputies mienu
Pa Grant no
the deputies mienu
chairman of UGCC
no the first deputy a friend of R.S. Blake
okay
and later be a Supreme Court judge my friend Mr. Justice
Blake.
R.S. Blake or your first deputy chairman of UGCC in charge of the Western Province and the second vice chairman in charge of the Eastern Province JB Danquah.
Okay.
And if we say JB Danquah party bia wa Ghana and then onye chairman of party bia wa Ghana had the UGCC no na what
but no a vice chairman. The Eastern
second
vice. Second vice.
First vice ya R.S. Blake.
What the Western offshore Western.
Western and the West way.
Okay.
And a papa na mu no be party ni ya ne dia. Party ni ya ne dia. Nti wo mu so wo mu general secretary and akwa JC of Finland and Eban young man do him organization to yam fanamra ntia no ba ya de no call party headquarters or share woman no mamuno no who is almost 13 branches in the colony na two na ya active Salt Pond Cape Coast and Accra branch and no
East Indian Grand Shadow
baby I been baby biam say East Western region na mu no secondary we bi ni ho ntia ba ne sa no in a matter of 2 months, now Nkrumah organized 300 branches. Now, dear, yeah, we were bufuni say, Nkrumah de biko Ashanti no bono ne have for ne not any vote any baby ya.
UGCC no.
UGCC
branches no.
Or spread any baby ya. And a year we bufunti £100 a month. Almost man, almost sad man £25 because a Jumani is so may and no
and
oh yeah. A friend so Kasabi African unity ne no ma omumpe etie one seminar or kika.
Tinaja say Nkrumah will be a no penkabum.
Or penkabum say one or minor ebeka abum. Oh na one di Danquah sorry di grant echino ana na adwen papa ni wontirim
okay
actually say no papa we no grant no ono yenzimani
okay
ana wate ne party but so wahwa o kan so omun kan mom no omun te party no JB Danquah no kwasesa ne fiefuo bebre ana de ba nti na no hwe big sis na ewo sika no so o say eastern region fo no edoso omuno doso ewoso and making sure say nka oluma no nya well educated one year san 7 na wo ye lawyer ni wo san kuta PhD na nka wo badwena o mani nyina ho eyi no ono dwene tribalism mu say asantefo na form empire be that Ashanti empire and almost what wo mu ba mu pe wo say aduane say nipa no doso aduane no enche enso yedi na the same aduane the same powers in the ebeche and na wo kofa esremfo ene ayibefo ne asantefo abeka wo ene senso ye nti the measure so omu nko na Nkrumah ho abufu ni se oba odi gbedamadi na chi ene krobodi se ene wo bia enti tam otumfo asante hene prempe the second ehu dwuma a odie no ana odi Ashanti Youth Association ede beka Kwame Nkrumah supporters no so they were personally having allegiance to only Kwame Nkrumah. And Kwame Nkrumah so who say your Committee of Youth Organizations CYO our year friend say UGCC your youth nkwano no na no mo penasam because mpanimfo no lawyer for any businessmen and kasia want to me approach won Nti Kwame Nkrumah no mu nim no nti 90 to cut a long story short no 1949 I can say Nkrumah no ma wo ye na ha adwene nya na ye pam na free party no mo na che so okuta two powerful bodies omu allegiance to him and to him only. The first one and the Committee of Youth Associations CYO within the UGCC and Ashanti Youth Association Prempe Edemano into sa committee mienu we say no youthful people and no kambo ma odete Convention People's Party. And one into a Convention People's Party. Now my Convention People's Party abaya National Party. Now mom UGCC no na ye for the colony. Into omukoto about 1951 no.
That's the United Gold Coast Convention.
It was meant for the colony. No omu didn't see a Gold Coast.
Okay.
Into 51 election no omulusu ye no. Ana omugu convention omugu United Gold Coast Convention omugu no nti na chese amre no achemfo ne hope no ombibia ene fancy JB Danquah
Anokye second vice
UGCC
okay
ana asantefo no ade ya omuri CPP for to start with asantefo because you see Ghana politics we abeka say tribalism nim no woboa asantefo no so who say UGCC omo amfa wo wan kan na Nkrumah mom na extend e de abaho no mo so start ade bi say nzemani asante kura ya ade baako nzema kotoko asante kotoko na achemfo de omo nya ye nuanom nti their focus was on Kwame Nkrumah nti what party no omo nyina abedi na chi na
asantefo no oti CPP no
omo nyina abedi na chi that time na RR Mponsa any Victor Wusia Krobwadu say ana Kwame Sana Poku Jantua any Franklin Adubobi Jantua omo ne prominent Ashantis edinachi then obeye prime minister no 51-52 ana or draw up accelerated development program. I try so mind we say obema so iron it is a first world. Na no ma wo di benye ni sika dia ye nyina will come from cocoa. Because that time we were the world's leading producer of cocoa.
That time, you know.
Now,
maybe before 51-52, no. Zamana UGCC won.
Yaguno.
Now
After 51, now Yaguno. Ntina besi.
Election.
And Yaguno because it was a party for the colony. And now
we don't have colony again.
Nkrumah has expanded everything beyond the colony, and the white man has been forced to recognize that. And so the northern territories and then Ashanti and then Transvolta Togoland have come into the picture. So UGCC becomes completely irrelevant. And then the Ashantis will start telling Kwame Nkrumah, say, na yen yesikana with this school, I want Fante and cry. Because Ashanti at that time was one region which was the biggest region made up of Ashanti, Metropolitan Ashanti, Ahafo and Bono. Na mu dua cocoa pa.
Okay.
Into omu say omu sika ne dey be the rest of the country. Sadia and they will have to make a proposal to Nkrumah. Say increase the price of cocoa now with the farmers.
Okay.
Now Kwame Nkrumah say the moment obey sad and be affected the program meant for the whole country.
Okay.
Now also we will say bauxite in Asante, the income manganese the income in Asante, diamond the income that didn't know the share cocoa no into the negotiations are Nkrumah wo mu ye and say sadia cocoa farm be and fan a banco school. Na ye way cocoa no. Well, we better receipt. A colabia better receipt is all papaya cocoa. Government scholarship. And Nkrumah catch and say, when a Bob Wamanya lawyer for a doctor and a journalist in the BBA. Now, me disikani shamun sama. Do you know what you would do? But Warrenba, Bebre, I would be cocoa. Nasi. I am more, man.
Seneca cocoa none on better phone.
Anti-nature say, Muama, yes or no.
Okay.
Into Omu Quanom say, Nkrumah dear temper, see a Niminyansa. Nasi a Niminyansa, and Kayan Ghana. I the world as a leading producer of cocoa tea, a bachelor. Into Omu buy no more Nkrumah hot 3 times because they were CPP. Because
of that statement in a film Nkrumah no
buy. World market price of cocoa, MD farmers and no because region B and I work on so benefited from it.
Okay.
Now Nkrumah said the country is for everybody. What you say into ono so 1 penny. Into omu kwa no omu say yate ho. Mate me ho came yate ho fi CPP. Na now say Ajiman Prempe oh yeah Nkrumah damfo one man a title or Sajefo. No so after this another title Otumfo. It was the first time in the history of Ashanti Hinifa title Otumfo. No so one so mama title or Sajefo. But because of the pressure from his people, now say Ote Party, National Liberation Movement, headed by his own linguist, Bafo Akoto.
Bafo Akoto. Oh no, yeah.
Head.
Okay.
The one they call the next election, 1954 election, no more for any voter Ashanti no for any voter. They were also invoking history that the days of the Ashanti Empire, the Ewes were their map readers, and 2, anytime they bought guns from the coast, they will give it to the Ewes. No more mold, no more so moldibi. No more the amount to woman year 1. And SG Anto, and Asante for by year back home, as the Fosu Nian Asante for. Tokwadra no mo ko de ma nti through that no omo shase so omo ye baako. Now unfortunately initially 54 they went as individuals and omo lusu ya no to see people no and na Kwame Nkrumah ma colonial administration na te say we don't have any opposition in Ghana because SG Antos Transvolta Togoland Party no. What is fighting to break away from Ghana. So the aim of that party is not for the welfare or the future or development of the country.
I see.
Now you go to Ashanti. Almost the world market price of cocoa. In 10 years, they are fighting for federation. See, in the federal system of government, much of the products from that state is retained there.
Okay.
And a Muslim Association Party, almost Christians and respect to almost per respect. So it means they are not thinking about the country. Northern People's Party party say abrofo na nsisi schools wo home the schools ni na be good south
southern sector
enti ama south for na akọ school nti so omo ni yenji independence ni bomu a the going away of the white man will mean they coming to serve black people, their own brothers, and the omu
black man serving another and
one the one and apart from Convention People's Party, our omu draw support from everywhere, and omu nationally inclined. Parties has a sectorial view. And Nkrumah said, no, we cannot go to independence with this.
There's a selfish interest to be attended. And
Nkrumah said, this cabinet system of government or your prime minister, a practice of Britain, the leader of the opposition must be capable of becoming the next prime minister when the government falls. But these people, if you are from Ashanti, you can't be prime minister because you are not thinking about the country based on Nchechiremu Amame. If you are from Ghana, you can't. If you are from Volta, you can't. Only the CPP. So that compelled another election, 1956 election. And that means all the opposition parties will have to come together. I know that me a Tambo, me a friend, United Party.
How many UP party?
UP traditional.
Okay, you know, all these are not JB Danquah way.
I don't come about the candy so ya pamuno ti baby one can anti United Party no SG Anto can we leading member and SD Dombo Simon Dear Dombo and Northern People's Party and about for Akoto omu nyina tena se ehun se omu nyina educational level training college enduru baby a nti saade a yanhwehwe wo bi a okuta superior education a one Nkrumah be mache ni emfa ne mra nti omu di omu ani hwehwe mu no omu ko hu bonani and at that time Bono was part of Ashanti. Professor Busia to come and lead them. You understand? So the UP tradition had Busia, and then they drew up a bigger agenda. So after the 56th election, when we had independence, Nkrumah was the prime minister, and then the official opposition led by Busia. Until that time, not Danquah were here. Until that Danquah and the Achims too were not part of the Ashantis. The Achims were not because from the Ashanti time, Ashanti had always thought of subjugating Achim and ruling it completely. And that be answer Achim is but no more near day.
Now, Ashanti for Adikachi Achim for Ashomutum that time.
That be one son of the Iowa Nubina or Quaqua or said to two Quapanishi Wama Omukum. Okay. So what I say about 300 years ago or more than the Vapremio Kumno. Very good that time no Mukum or said to Tuno. And from that time Ashanti for be defeated in the famous Ahantan War. But every now and then, se tribe bibia ne Ashanti akuntokwa na Achim support that tribe. Sanya me yombenya wonfa ahudi. Nti Ashanti di won so all right, but omo amfa ne easy. Nti Ashanti ne Achim de omo nka da. Up to politics Danquah no free. Achim ahimfie no hu say we don't have to add Ashanti to whatever we are doing. So what I say, ananze manso nya omo namfofo ene Achim omunamfo ne Afansa Asante. Nti Nkrumah ba no pia omu ko mbeye one it was okay until the cocoa issue came about. Now that Achim coming into Ashanti no was as late as 1979.
1979.
Third Republic.
That time no your Third Republic. Ya dia fa ho dia wi o.
Ya fa ho dia your two Nkrumah 69 your called Second Republic. And the leader was still their leader was Busia, who became the prime minister.
Yeah, sure, because me share a UGCC. See, formed the 4th August 1947. Now, time because is there what's that? Echo 78 or 76, right? 79. So that time, ya GFA who did that. 57, no. Eti Ekobane se ena 1960. 66
coup d'etat.
Okay.
And 69 omo handi over.
Okay.
Adema you know omo ayen say.
Okay.
Party be a support CPP ana chese ya ban CPP.
Okay.
Ema Kwame Nkrumah nipa ogina na Busia.
Okay.
Bedema. Ono be official opposition.
Now so am yen say then you know. Busia ne free Bono Ebelidi party, right?
But you can't say Asante.
You can't say
Asante. Okay, so that time.
Now, you did 4th August as for a day to UGCC. How relevant is that holiday?
And to be out here, me say 4th August yadete Aborigines Right Protection Society. At that time they were not fighting for the Gold Coast. So muji fahudie.
Okay.
And another 4th August yadete UGCC no. Machira mu say enye pa omodeje fahudie ama asante aibe ani esirem.
Okay.
Omo parochial interest bi. And now what you now because self government within the Shutters Party. What do you mean by that Shutters Party? Now we could have 2 branches. Oko General Secretary Bana the Obi Abeka. Yes, auntie Pamo.
Okay.
So what you say? And tisa anamona year 2 year no. Enya anamoa ye did lay foundation say ye dey pe fahudie.
The sergeant of the General Secretary so to speak didn't start with what Akufo-Addo did. It has been their stock in trade.
Yeah, but you remember how me person we only we that hono no. It's now
69 no.
69.
69 election no. CPP for uncontested bi. Na your friend is Nkrumah ye the deputy.
Atam ne Nkrumah.
Ya Nkrumah the deputy ano wa ha ke bedema. To no organize CPP for in another form all together. And na wo mu win seat kakra no mu ko form opposition. Na no mpo no. Papa ne omunim se oba beye the opposition leader our parliament na che say indirectly na Kwame Nkrumah enti obia yaswa ni in no kuta ni seat wo parliament keta or parliament no mu keta no mu aginja omunipa ayefa na Uno Williams say abano yewie mu yaswa ni in ote parliament ama yede no court AJC ni free ni sem ama bode ma betena fie ya ji ni seat fa bet yam fa no ntonche
okay
abetena fie to abetena fie
enti enya ase no ofope
enya bi ban
ana 1972 a champion so betu Buzia nti anenam so na ye ba be pie 1979 third republic
okay
nti sa third republic no and immediately Nkrumah nkrofo no Ekambo mu no mute People's National Party.
Okay.
More or less.
That time now you reverse law now.
Very good. Okay. Until mute People's National Party.
PNP.
But for PNP for them it was President Nkrumah's party. And now your friend say this Mateme Hufo no UP no. Almost pa edin bedani PP in 69 Progress Party.
PP.
Progress Party.
UP change bedani PP.
PP Progress Party.
Okay.
Until 79 the 69 na ye Progress Party.
Okay.
79 na so mo fa din foforo na eno kokoye
the same group
no say constitution bi e beba no.
Okay.
Mo se said din.
Okay.
Enti popular baba ye Popular Front Party. Na before say yes our Popular Front Party no. Sa tradition no no. Mumi entie ni yes it was the first time achemfo no. Yo, won sa achemfo no ntumi nkodwan ni CPP o. Because omu nye CPP for nipa omu di na chi ne Danquah.
Okay.
Danquah so Nkrumah arch enemy. Nti omu ntumi nko CPP. And they are too small to be recognized.
Achemfo no omu sa
na nakura omu do so kwa nya just about 6 constituencies.
Okay.
Nti na so omu pa baabi fa. Nti omu kodwan ne asantefo no a party no. So what you say? Eyi friend say asante ne esiremfo yi.
Eti no.
Nti eso omu kokodwan ne wo. Omu kokodwan ne won ewie no. Ana omu suggest say party ya yeti. Ehu hia say ye be congress ne yekoyi presidential candidate. Hwe oba no be dictate. What is the reason? The reason is
eno ye ho no.
Ya chimabu akokos.
Okay.
Ana omu argument na say which are the so-called big six, you know, even though for me in Ghana's history, near DBA friend big six, no. The only United say one near Awuno Williams, Anna Nanka Bruce, any RS Blay, any your friend say
Par Grant,
any JB Danquah. After 48 riots now. Yahwehwe mpanimfo na ache wo mu so mu na organize sa demonstration na nam so meku yi mo say sergeant ajetem na ebinim dwandwane na grant kroko abrochire na omu a wa kra ha immediately yenya wo no And the following day, newspaper report caption was a big size leaders of the UGCC arrested. Now, not just said they were the biggest fishes. No, biggest. The other Sanka started from Pagrant.
Not Pagrant,
founder, chairman,
UGCC.
back roller. Didn't see Kakofa Kwame Nkrumah. Ebaye. Other than Konya Onka big says so. And I find it say RS Blay, first vice. And Nanka Bruce, and yeah, Wuno Williams. But Safon Yenya Wong. I will know Williams and Nanka Bruce Dodgy. And Grant was out of the country. And RS Blay was in second year. So I say I think Cranford on Sujani. Ain't you know? Kakrana Yenya out of all the leading members and the newspaper report. And or tie and crop forward the Kwame Nkrumah. Instead of recognizing the people who stood on the days to declare independence for Ghana, rather than this recognition now comma the so-called big six big six just newspaper reportage. So what you say?
Newspaper headline about that time.
I think President Kufuor did the whole nation a big disservice. Say, Wokofasa Uncle Fuedi won't at the two or main seekers wabra everywhere in the world. Sikabie niwa from the lowest denomination to the highest. The same people neguso. Assuming they did something for the country, all other people too have done a lot for the country. For the country, in Tinkabia, one city. Now they can some Nkrumah that's why be a 2 cities. That's a Danquah. That's a 5 cities. Na Yansa to 10 cities. Na Efremamu. Sana I'm saying that this man has done a great disservice to the
President
country.
Kufuor.
Our this are big says historically, Woman Bibi said they are called founders and not founders because we don't have anybody called founders. And then let us also understand. Go to the history of every nation. When it comes to the struggle for independence or development, Obia de Nehujim, Nemum, the leader no, and ye cancer or no founder.
Okay.
Napoleon Bonaparte was just one person. But when he came to lead France, now, almost fighting war, we fight on any dinner, so Napoleon won this war. He lost Trafalgar. He lost Waterloo. That doesn't mean he was the only person who went there to fight. He went with thousands of soldiers. So what I say, until U.S. almost fighting for independence, thousands of their soldiers died, but the founder will be George Washington. South Africa, Mandela because of the prison 28 years. But they will call him the founder or the father of the nation. Mahatma Gandhi, just before independence, they shot him. But they didn't give the title to anybody. They call it to him, but the India, Yadima Gandhi. And to be a one, they need 2 or 3 da ebinsi. We are see baby adanti yadiano. And they are clear, the first person to have founded a national party. I nam so deji ye fa hudie no ma ye national anthem na o ma ye friend is saying coat of arms not to o ma needing or move on from your friend is saying Gold Coast to Ghana na nyo ne Kwame Nkrumah enti one be na founders and the founders adentinanka e mon coat o ye coat of arms and ma me no ye flag no Teodosia Oko and national anthem beho adena wonfa wo monka founders no. Now, people who rather opposed our independence, you call them founders. Until let's talk about 79.
Okay.
Until Akwaba Anesano, Emma Asantefo, and most northerners, Ekabomu, Ete one party. I found a Popular Front party. And I Chamfuano, and a few allies from other places. Almost so Kabomu, no Muti one party, I found United National Convention. UNC, our symbol here in Sa. Our penny William Oforiata.
Okay.
Ne papa. Enti ya two. Dabi kind of Oforiata papa no.
No offer.
No offer. Ne papa no be your friends a Busia finance minister. Now, enti your friend say.
Also go on my portal.
Your friend say, "Oh yes, division no. Ya two abano. Obi anya 50% plus 1. Internet so sign koto biem. Now that UNC people supported the PNP. Amomuti ko fa ni UNC PNP UNC alliance. Na chairman ye William Oforiata. What you say, Kokodi, PNP for in order to punish the Ashantis for not using him as a presidential candidate and using a younger person, Vito Usu, as a presidential candidate. What you say into a banisano, Emma, it's so easy for Nkrumah's people to win the election.
Okay.
So that was why it ended. Then 31st December coup eba ye tu omu fre konyaso. And omu by 1992 yes I fourth republic.
No.
Then fourth republic, that Chim people come in again to realize that they are too small to make an impact. Until so munya obi de won ebono. Into omu ko join UP tradition ni biom. This time
UP na omu change ye no.
Omo change popular front party do.
Okay.
Wo come out dictate ya wo mantie na ukote wo party no.
Osamba
But one, they were smart this time and gave them a name. Using this man, Professor Edubuahin, because Rollins time na curfew 6 o'clock no be other, no opposition. We peer you bekun, and no command speech be the Ghana Springs. Breaking that culture of silence. Watch for that Chim people. Not the whole nation attention. Our corner so you Bema. Edubuahin Australia. Inti tamwa UP tradition omu miti ye. And no then no ekokodom wono. Na cheso no so being the historian no. Say. Okwaini din bi de ma wo our friend Danquah-Busia Club.
Danquah-Busia Club.
And they say when we say you be lifted the ban on party politics, you nyan lift here.
Okay.
Into omo shall say obi a the preparation.
Okay.
Even NDC they founded an organization called the Eagle Club.
Okay.
They started political organization.
Okay.
Na Kwame Nkrumah also started Kwame Nkrumah Heritage. What I say later split into so many Nkrumah's parties.
Okay.
Until Professor no Edubuahin. And no quiny way the ma won. And your friend say Danquah kind of say UP for na back about join us group no. To almost join a group no. And I'm saying no the most famous person out here against PNDC were Ghana. To almost call primaries, it wasn't difficult for him to win. He became their presidential candidate.
But maybe what can Nkrumah you know? O se Danquah-Busia. Dombo no count on no fe.
Dombo no. Wano no ye NLM. National Northern People's Party.
No.
One penny.
Okay.
Our no ne Anto. Ene your friend is something you chairman no Bafwa
Kutu.
Omu yina do wan wo den koma Busia no. Until from this point no, nanka say Kasante Fonko or history ne yema ne akwadia. History ne di adwuma dia. And nanka say ye Ashanti North and Ewe tradition.
Okay, Sanka, you follow that sequence now.
That sequence now, Sandy Pami and San Cambo, no more UP, no more Kokofa, Busia, say, or no your professor and to only Wono. Sasani, a dear Jumadia, and your Nanka, say, yeah, your friend is say, down, Bafwa Koto. Dombo and then Anto tradition.
Oh, okay.
It shouldn't be Danquah-Busia.
It shouldn't be in fact, in Danquah the Ombe Mubi.
Danquah
because story ya me kaying and the Danquah mo party no go 51.
Yeah.
What you say?
Because who can me the name to me trimbat. Me take Danquah
there be on count. On count and Santifano so and you for reasons, two main reasons. The first one, Makasa UGCC no. At the time of UGCC, so many CPP called Econo. Now Santifo is CPP for.
Okay.
And no Danquah no or UGCC. No.
Okay.
The second reason is that the next time Santifo come to a kubio omo free Nkrumah and China. Now UGCC ne Danquah and Kawo and Momo Kofa Busia.
And I didn't buy.
Then the other reason, crown underlying everything is Asante for Achim for so but they would rather prefer the West and the Northerners and even in Zimmers, but not Achim people. And Achim also have proved to be smarter than all the groups in the country because with just about 6 or 7 constituencies as we have today, they are smart enough to know, say, if you isolate yourself, you will be insignificant. Now the one the Ashanti Metropolitan, Ashanti alone has 47 constituencies.
Yeah.
Ahafo, the whole of Ahafo is also Ashanti, 6 constituencies. New Jabe North and South, 2 there. Then Kwawu North, Kwawu South, and then East, we have 3 there. And then go to Asen, What you say? Why Ashanti influences? Then go to some part of Oti, and then even Budin the Bono itself. Ashanti has big influence. Into what Kwawu Ashanti 100%. Kwawus are not like Achems who are a distinct tribal group. No. Okay. Kwawu is Ashanti, like Ahafu. Okay. It's Ashanti. Except that they are in a different region. Yeah. Like Bono Ahafu. People thought the Ahafo people were part of the bonus. No. Ahafos have always been Ashantis and they serve the Goldings too. And
there were those who were doing cocoa.
All of them today, all the time cocoa.
But Rollins can be. May both of you be a man.
Underestimated. The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. I love Radio Gold 90.5. The nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us.
That statement by Rollins, which you say, was the NPP cannot be underestimated. They've been changing their names and not some more can we confirm it or narration, you know. But was starting free bar, no more PUP.
No, Sansi, they cannot be underestimated.
Yeah.
That's the word to be underlined.
Underestimated.
No?
That's the underlined word.
Even Nkrumah could not underestimate them. Yes, because it is founded on the strength of possibly the biggest region in the country in terms of population. And it has become their tradition, their everything. Oh, say in the case of Nkrumah himself, because he hailed from a small place, Western region, in Zema area, the seats there, Wakamboma can never be a tradition for the CPP. And then Rollins himself is also from Volta region, also a small area. There is not much impact they can make. But in the case of the MPP, they are very lucky. So it is built on the very essence of Ashanti itself. At any time, they will always form the biggest opposition.
Because
so you cannot underestimate them.
The then 10 regions, you know, the then 10 regions. We need 2 regions at the winning national elections. That Nkrumah, they've won only 2 regions. That is Eastern region and Ashanti region. How many are winning? Okay, so we'll be
79 the same.
79
they say apart from Ashanti, almost everywhere. Almost the second, I realize that they are the major opposition parties. Almost Kambomua and come back to winning. All because you see, Ashanti alone out of 275 constituencies. This is one region. Omukuta 47 constituencies. And their sister region, I create a 6. A 6. And a new job in North and South. Koforudia. They are 100% Ashanti. Ashanti Fona, Ntokwani to Omuko.
In the Eastern region.
Eastern region.
And the new job is okay job in a what
you see. All job in. And I say to 2 Munekwa Yimon Tokwano, Denchira for Tokwan, Omuko Chai, Kwawiti, Intimida Karitina, gold in account, no one farmer Santifo.
Okay.
And yes, no so farmer. Into punishment, a day mound, no more free Hobe but you must say. And the Ombagu and Sancha no more patchy up, come. And they are 100% Ashanti, so almost some Otumfo.
I say for them.
Aseng too has always been part of Ashanti.
Aseng for now.
Aseng now was central, has always been part of Ashanti.
Central North.
And so your friend is saying Kwawu. Kwawu so they were in Ashanti Mampo. Professor Jumambedu Akosa had wanted to become Oman of
Coup.
Meanwhile, he's from Mampong because they are one people.
Now, Ebane send the Kous ne Asante break here because if they are of the same people, then they see Emma the Kous no break here be ka be pon so one.
One more day
and number jama then see.
Small thing. One say during the days of the Ashanti Empire, they always felt that they had to fight in order to sustain the empire.
Okay.
And this group of people, no. Awomu adwene ye won say see enya abotre na yetenase na yadwene ho dodo ye rather than always going to fight. If you go with 1,000 men, you won't come back with 1,000 men. To all those who think like us, mommy yankope ye be ntena and the entena strategic place Asante somase ya me friend kwa ye ntumi nko ontumi nduru ha.
You ask the call for no mo on pasumdwe
nto omko gu people no so no se yesoma nipa se yanko fa wo mra na omu roll stones against the messengers nti wo bia be soma yeso ho a wo kwade wo kwa ko na be yesa but they are one people. I mean, all Kwawusa Ashantis.
I see.
And he said, Rollins Asamokan, it was based on history. Say, when you talk of Ashanti, they are so huge, which can, to a very high extent, can even mean voter region. If you are going deep into history, they are always together. Always. You go to Kumasi, there's a place called Angunaga. Made up of Ewes, meanwhile, you can't find that anywhere else.
But even Oko voter region, Oti region, is a Yati Oti. Oti near Otina Kwakwe Akan speaking region or area.
And not even Angola itself, Numpo. First, and many people don't know, they think somewhere Togo for but they have always been part of Ghana.
Okay.
And the Angola have always been Ashanti allies.
Wow.
Because Ashanti was trying to make incursions into the Oyo Empire. And it was the Voltarians who were helping them. In Nigeria, they wanted to bring them under Ashanti. And it was the Ewes doing all this. They have always been one people. Then Ashantis don't hide the fact that they were marrying women from Angola area because on woman color no.
Yeah, kokono.
Fair because we are predominantly black. It is only the fofrope. The Ashantis don't hide away from distance. And they are women who were marrying from the north in order to get more children very quickly because their men were dying all the time because of the constant and continuous wars.
Not just someone talk about Africa. So
bebre to omone eweno anenum predominantly NDC omufisi omatamfo ne Asantefo no rather no omu traditional relationship more than Asante and Achim. Asante and Achim have never been one.
I see.
But Asante and Ewe have always been one. In fact, this Ewe town Peki. Mampong for the Bechi Pechi in the Mampong.
Peki in the voter region.
And the Kumasi for now on that Bekwai Road, Pechi number 1, number 2. Ayomuna Chichire.
Wow.
And now if we are in Chobedu Kovefen Wusuta. And we are Mampong Suta for now a Chichire. Into Omo ya want is how that area. Uba unse chidin bebre. Tinya politics and Kayana nipa bako. Put it that way. Take away politics we are one. And indeed the chiefs have always protected that.
Okay.
As for the chiefs, because on Unibia Transe on Nimina Bakwa some say maybe where ye way mommy. And the Achims don't want that Wachimabakwa people don't want that one to come out. But when it comes out, it will be exposed that their enemies are the Ashantis. So they always want people to think that Yeni Asante because we speak one language in it. Ye nipa ba kunamo bono for the before Nkrumah. It's not that is not the history.
I see.
That is not it. Until we know anyone yansa be Danquah-Busia.
Dombo no.
Dombo de Yifrim a gukra.
Na dombo na gu.
A good dombo
but and yamiati said the NPP tradition, you know. See 3 pillars so. Dana yamiati asie.
Some Danquah camera and say. Enti say no the 4th Republic no. The Achim people have forced the Ashantis. Omunye omajun so mbesu abakwasam no we mo twiste abakwasam.
Achim for na twiste abakwasam.
Abakwasam afọ stay on the Ashantis wo mo ate ase say ye ka UP tradition na yan na mo. Nti mo no mo pani no yedi ni din to so na ni Busia. Yanso ye pani ene Danquah. So now up to this point, it will be a OTM and Nanka Danquah and count because I chum for and count. They were not part of UGCC, they were not part of CPP, and even 79, they caused the UP tradition to lose. And instead of being punished, they now come in again to say that we are brothers. And the Omundi Panestande ya Olusu ye, yeah, Professor Dubois, you know. And in a mua a baby PA, for time. In fact, Nanke, Kwame Pianim de Bewini, okay, hands down, and you're disqualified, and now Kufu will take you over. Nan yet is us anti-mine you Kwame Pianim or Kufu, but the leading members of the party, no be a fight to be. Obia Asante no mo dos wom Safodu Dr. Safodu Munina what you say nti no mu ni sa adwene Safodu his campaign manager was Major Kwasiga nti na sa adwene ni wontirim beda achibobu akwa people pe ba bi agina nti eso mu create bibi no mu di gina so nti when the Kofo left sananka ya traditional nka automatically tradition say ne MPPC aduru Dombo-Busia no so a ane nanka Busia di ne dia 69 ana your friend is say Akufo Addo no ayi Danquah nka ho ni nipa no professor no Aduboahin no ba standing na nkwankwasi ba bia nti nanka ono so Aduboahin
ba UP 92 MPP
92 na Olusu ye nti nanka onam so ye akan nti no wo de ne be kan santefo no
okay
nti nkeduru kufo tamodi ne de awie no na che sa santefo no successively omu na abasa atwifo no nti nanka esa kufo de ma ne running mate Aliyu Mahama so that it will mean that from Ashanti to the north then we are following tradition
and can I ebedu Akufo Addo so
kan gru ho
follow
tradition there Aliyu Mahama neba
leading after Kufo.
But Ashantis they didn't have that idea. They felt that we are talking about our country and that tradition is gone. But you need a tradition in order to have a constituency, to have a base. But when it comes to leadership, the moment we have the base, anybody can come into the fold, like NDC now or CPP. They don't say you are from here or there, or you are related to Rollins, so it should be this or that.
Yeah, because OFA NDC since 92, Omanya leader from the Volta region, Omanya leader from the Akan Central region,
and now in the north.
Yeah, and Omanya leader from the northern region. And Akwa University. Obia to be
ana we mo no nanka wasantefo ni tirimu say obia obetuma stand no based on your own individual capability no yamfama ana achemfo no atuma ya de won tradition no e dia beka ho nti say omu hu say amfolo ne omu hwehwe no a omba wayato etisisi ya Kofo edi ne de ewie ye no Kofo ede ne support obi enim Ghana ha. He wanted Papa Owusu Ankoma from Western region.
Papa Owusu Ankoma
as an hunter man to lead MPP.
Etina nye Alan Kashimpo.
Papa Owusu Ankoma. From there to Professor Frimpong Boateng. Or testi omi ani na who say Mbwa. And Frimpong Boateng is from Seshi.
Okay.
Anna Owusu Ankoma is from a hunter. So what you say? Intina sa adweno trabala adweno eni Kufuor tim tradition bi eni ni tim. Ha ana anye ye no de support kokoma Alan Chamatin. Ana omu kwai na nam say still tradition eni wontim bibia eni ho no. Eduru tie na say ono ne ko run off no. He decided to let the one who had led and the one who had led on top was Akufo Addo. Inti won ko into a quiet chile no na whether it was right or wrong, the Ashanti people were not thinking about any tradition. Now when mono kokoduru wo wie ya eso no so free e ho no and na your tradition there then you created the Dombo-Busia and kicked out the Dombo. So if the Ashantis have left and then that is Busia has gone and then Danquah has come and is going, then you should go back to
the Ashanti
people. No umpe chamateasem, non pesa santini bia ebeba. And no sympacho, I didn't free to tina in say Yamiansa. And he say, no, I do Dombo-Busia.
I see.
I do Dombo-Busia.
You see how smart the man is.
Yeah. Oza, the Achims. One block Nusa. MPP. So they've been smart all this while. Yeah. It is that smartness, no. and they keep them up to date.
To twat everything to their favor.
True Dombo for so nti one Dombo no why one only mampusi ni ba baumia. Meanwhile no the original Dombo no krano mampusi any the gomba for no one come the Dombo was a Dagati man. What Dagati ni?
Dombo and Dagati
powers into a free northern region ho baby. It is a do one so then you can Nkrumah na Nkrumah ni fa. Ah, enti yan tro. The only thing is that o man penny nipa no ani nipa. Enti na say o yeah you create story bia na ejitum nti in fact me now for years and for lawyers doctors which wonu wo mu yom say ha din wo a tradition wo say you buzi edi ye di atoto asesa ya ha dombofo na say edi dombofo no so and he thinks it's not dombo. I know me patch say they think that when you say dombo it means they're not. No. I don't know they are chum for the bring so. But it's a idea. Finance minister we born no humadi. And the whole world born abaso te sania Dr. Kwabena Dufo mo JJ international prizes in India. Enke odebema no ko hwe ba wumi bia.
Enke odebema kerefuriata.
I enke odebema easily. No aka kira wo say na sa president Kofo ne time primary presidential primaries send the chiriba account to win yake yam fama no nti we so mesumi nua ketewa finance minister the whole world obi ase wa yade obeka one ade na ko de ma no obi hu say wanye adwuma ni ye nti wuntumi mfama nti sade a yam fama obi obe protect your interest. It's as simple as that. Na tradition there that we don't have it is not built, the argument is not built on any tradition.
All right. Anokye Frimpong Mami na me homra and I assume dear papa told be I be kon say ya purely education and you call Dr. Ibrahim Zubairu so Hanum doc. Good afternoon. Apom God. And then ultimate say ya
a lot of things now work things now work and in fact I was so happy.
Mami twa homra.
Cobra.
Mafuya meya yese hepatitis metuase misirimu asa waya bi na ekikimi emuya meya
sciatica any bone fracture no yeduro power specialist herbal hospital Dr. Kosia
dem pantra na do person of force ya na konwa JB Danquah we hu do person de netena so
mepacha eye noma mienu a ese Ghana menyina ate ase
okay
Norma mienu.
Okay.
And
Two
things. Na mesraw a good say wabo na the Danquah edi eye president and JB Danquah. Na ye kasa me yemfa chiman enka ho. E kire say in 1954 Ghana ni bia ni me say o chiman tutia JB Danquah.
Omoto abatia.
Etia no.
Na okopeden.
Okope so okọ parliament no first parliament no. Ode no ho for mu.
Achemfo na nkasa tutia
no nti mesraw. Asem bia beka no. Ene se bia ye bon abaso an ye bon achi a. Eye de ofori penny royal house. Achemfo nye boni bia. Achem so egu ahoro miensa ye wabu akwa eno na ye ka won asemi ye wo bosome ene ye wo kotoku ayi ekufo adomo ene Danquah mo de no e ya achem ebu akwa ena meka se mo bi emlemu na omoto won aba ma CPP omo anto aba ma Danquah
to omoto aba tia JB Danquah
atutia no nti enenso ni omo
I know na people teacher be woni ye no
obey people so those days and there was I no one knew and they offer said no people teacher then tutiano omututiano
Isiano ojo olukura
that time they say ikrobodu say e ko di 3 months wo ye campaign ema ya tutia JB Danquah enti yama Ghana for ntiase na fenso bibibia sa busuya na hwehwe no omo mpemfa nko achimo hwe Rollins ba na yese o ye tribalistic. And indeed he was. Ghana they are yesuro no kreka. Aso jani police ni be bia e wofo nko ana na ye fa won. Na nya ni fiefo. At least na ye e welland we votarian we benya adwuma ye as against anakan. No bia ni the records are there. But when mo dia no e worse than near Rollins e we dia e sefie ho no enko a enti akonwa ya wabedi 8 years. When we hu chire won Ghana had mpachaw achemfo ka ho ne ka omo out obon say restricted to ne fiefo
okay
eno ne ade say Ghana man etiase na two things na me kan no say me shase ene say pacho metimi to aso
oh call two things
two things no eno say two things a achimfo pacho me ka achima obi otie me bia say me hu say I'm using it in a certain context. I'm talking about the for repairing royal house into your chin in a wood TMA. I'm not talking about generally achimfo but a DS me bono.
Okay.
Now, omuchi noma mienu ewo Ghana ha eye Asante ene Kwame Nkrumah.
Can you
Omuchi Asante kra ene omuchi Kwame Nkrumah. What was I saying?
Omo how nyina no eya
Asante ebe wiase. Asante ni kwa ko omo adwene on so omo di akanfo nyina so omo adwene no. And for that matter Ghana hina.
Okay.
And Asante wo to okasa no wato sabi. And then o mo bufu kra so ba bi no katwi a. O say wo katwi wo Ghana ha first and foremost you guys say Asante. And no na ha wo no. Aha. And the face of politics no. Say nye Kwame Nkrumah. Ko omo adwene on say JB Danquah. Ebe for this country. Inti no ma mienu na ha won wo history mu Ashanti Empire a yanka Achimabuakwa Empire and the preeminence of Ghana, the founder of the nation. Ne yanka JB Danquah say we founder of the nation. Asi won ye pa.
These are the two things.
Two things. These are the two things. Inti asa Ghana 40 years ye te sadie we ase a ye bete a Japade deal no ase. The besa so ate Founders Day no ase. After that no bloggers no muntwitwa mfa nko baby na debate na end because bibia wote ase area it is a football 90 minutes no so we so be a free park ho na okọ baby o free buy.
Yanto aso. It is our two things no. Then a sad two things. Why when you kadada say Ashanti Empire and then Kwame Nkrumah becoming the founder of this country. That's a Kenya Kwame Nkrumah, Kajebi Danquah be the leader of this country.
Sure. And
as a nya Asante a kan wadwe yom say won na omo ya kanfo media kanfo ina so. Bibi so ho biomo omo ya. Na kan omo de pesa atumi no. A wo yo ya enso omo sanka.
Ni na free beginning no me kira se baba besi so pepe. Nti say Ashanti na your history and Nkrumah de na politics. Nti say starting from the historical background. Historical background ni nyina ne say na akanfo nyina ye katwi no eyifo na di enso eye denchira
trifu denchira
ye denchira o capital ye Danquah na traditional capital ye Djukwa no na o real capital ne abankese so na ukokuma se be kwa ye chi wanyina eye wasase in fact nka about 1/3 or half of in the Ashanti region there about half of Ashanti na ni na ye denchira asase no muti Asante memu ha ekono na me ye pam won ekoye na bra Asantefo edi intimi jakari so enkonem no na o say to 2 years say wo mu ana som denchira no and Asante na batop nti so obi abesom Asante eya asen eya akwamu eya denchira eya adanse ene achem training nyina eso obi abehye won ase wo mu aka ne te ase na achemfo so wo mu nte ase eya denchira na edi enso denchira no wa yenye efa ahudi eno na o say tutu kwa akotwe won waso a omu ni nyansa ntokwa na nsi wo achimlando they were very smart omu ba asen ho baby omu ba very far and Asantefo any ni won ho so say war na be started and they selected best 10 hunters and they will be the best 10 shooters no mu ko lay ambush tam wo twenso na pew the rest is history near day opokuware no a teenager near didn't see akunwa so you didn't see akunwa so no this time instead of Ashanti going there achimse was to cry yakunu na kola ketewa we eno na omu di mirika ba Asante se yabechi second chief no so atwaniti ti kajetia ena omu kuye eno na omu kwahihye mpabo bi Asantefo hunu bida na omu say mpabo amu de bobo life eno ne ahantan wo Asante defeat the ahantan wo samoya ahantan no fede mu twansi okura ne ya moto ayi kumase ne ye
anti Asante frɛ wonum sɛ omu ya ahantan
for ne de ahantan wo no
Enya Hantaya war.
Oh, yeah, Hantaya
Western region.
It had nothing
but no
to
more
do with
refer
this
to a year.
Also, we had also reading history book. Was said this war has got nothing to do with the Hunter people of the coast.
That's right.
But rather the behavior of the
very good
people.
Now, as Antifor refer to Achime Buakwa no say we are Hunter. Nti mo timi atwa nsuo kura ba ye
territory. Abete timi sa hyehyɛ mpaboa kama mo de bobo life o Kumasi ha. They were rooted mercilessly.
Oh.
And from that time no be share Asantefo ase. To the bi omo twa omo kisi say no one has ever colonized us before me pacho. Obi bia o ka twi wo Ghana no. Wa sha Asantefo ase pen. Obi bia because at one point or the other they were all serving Danquah. Okay. And after the fall of Danquah, Ashanti ruled everybody.
All right.
Eya bunu, eya doma, eya achimo, eya wayo. I mean, there is no doubt about that. Now, omo be sha Asante ase no. Anya wanda deep emre bi omo hwehwe won fa ahodie. Enti 1874 Sagrenti war no esori ye no. Instead of fighting for their masters, if I should put it that way, Ashanti, they rather fought on the part of the British.
Oh, okay. So many abrofo no kabo.
Omo koboa abrofo.
Ekutia Ghana.
Ekutia Ghana, ekutia Asante.
That is Ghana for.
Okay. Okay. Ekutia be before.
Ono ani krom for no broni ye baako kutia o.
Enti Asante eto form. And emo munya wo mu freedom kra Asante antumi anyone subium. And indeed, you know that after 1874, Sagrenti won, Ashanti Empire no a follow. A follow year. Now, one more permisi bia, woman Asante Bayepe.
Okay.
No more general one, no more who say, a dear barco pe, and a differentiating Ashanti and Achim. Nanka Empire and Empire Negu. Necessary, dear, ye can't or che Maya, near Casante Maya. Obia beka se Asante hene ete kokoso golden stool wa che hene de ono wati dua so the black stool.
Okay.
Nti e se ye yifiri ho na ye ne won eye pe
Asante hene te gold so
sika kokoso we pe wasi edu wati sika kokoso eye sika dwa kofi
na ye bo oche hene so
eye black stool akonya tuntum
eye dua
wa hene bia to so bi o Ghana no
eye dua
nti se sika kokko no efiri ho a yane won ayepe.
Okay.
Yane won ayepe.
Okay.
Nti kwan bia e be fa so sika kokko ni be firi ho no. Se efiri ho. Enti emra Asante abrofo eye won wadwen se 1900 omu kopesika dwa kofi na kira kwan na wo mu akono. Wo hene a ekire ye be frɛ no Oforiate the first. Na ne fie din eye Fredua Ajeman. Ma me mo ne full name no mu se minimini America.
Okay.
Kwadwo Fredua Ajeman.
Okay.
No ye o chenyina mo akwanta wo fase. Wonyamforo konwa no. He enlisted in the Royal West Africa Frontier Force in order to join the expedition to Ashanti to go and take the golden stool.
Oh.
Yes. It was no one echoing. No be any say golden stool, even though the Ashantis were defeated in the Yasantiwa war, their pride was kept intact. Golden stool na brofune ntimi amfanko. Na momo 1896 dear. Na ya che prempe de nko Seychelles. Enti abra Oforiate ye Fredua Ajeman ba be fro akonwa kase ye na nanan akonwa kase ye ochima ye konwa no. Oba be fro pe ana ohu ade bi Asante niema ye wachina bi na Asante for the soldier for
aba so
ya na broni na ntimi anyimi oni abese memba te de no kosi akonwa so ana opere ye samra no ahemfo ne select won the course colonial parliament no legislative assembly representing Achimebu akwa kwaje in the seat to waje in the seat no the immediate preoccupation and so obeye dede what join the fancy scholars who were already agitating for the return of Prempeno or then are not too.
So now you fancy for him from na push
fancy scholars, yes.
Yama
Eyibra Emra.
And that or no didn't walk.
Or didn't walk for him.
Said about Asante for my tongue. So,
sir, what we say? Why, Bonnie? I say, akwara wako wi akwara enem kwan mu na mawe na ne papa ba wana pra kama we se mpacho me na me pray wana lay bed kama me na me lay bed no sane e be cover boni
go e ba no wayi kwan mu na ba kokura wa press yesi apepa
eti wo jemu den ama Gogisberg mu na agitu me say ampa nipa ne yaku edi won so awie asantefo hye yase eye ena omo asi wa hene foforo den na nan wa hye ba bia achesa ena ye de ne bai nti mbre obabeduru Ghana de wo mo oda won wase kase ye pa in his speech no fantasy scholars yi wanya your friend say Oforiata the first he thought it was genuine when him say yeah my wife catch me say where's Ibu Hamitna TV so am use so am pentime use nti ne meka ne say
na ka person kan your wife mpe no
meka je say na say maka meka na because hypocritical
send no one
but want also na hypocritical was yeah where's Ibu ha etie nipa bi nti ya ma me use
hypocritical de nti obia
e wodi nti obia nti ne na nkofo asantefo fi say na nanu adwuma na wo ye ne very genuine na ka won na me de prempe defense am by wo no de wonim ne na wo ye nti na nan e ba wie e ma bibia ye kama obia kura nim say enche bia about 3 years ago or 4 years ago say to the second or tier konwesi oba chebi ni speech ni mo kan say ni ntira ma ba ha no me bedam wase ne mo nana eye ma me a na me nana kasi shell no to me bu ama ye de no e ba me pacha wie no me bisa ahemfie ho fo mpanimfo ni bisa munim history no mo si ye nim ne mom at least eye kobre e na okoma Britain e na ni bre oba be fa golden stool akoni hina anyeye no on record nso no okasa say yemfa asante hene emra enti ni oye kane na se ye ne na nkoko hu ntokwa ni oye na kire no na se ho say ye de ma no enti wo mu nimpa but sabe wo mu nyina ye smart two sides ni hina enti wo no se say ne ba oba no so ye hypocritical because attitude there no ono say the same hypocrisy when nimpa se fe papa ne there no dey cover bibi
ono so share da bai
ono so me share da mra meka bibi enti ni hina ya agro eboa e mo man ni nya koreye na ye ko yanim na achima bua kwade megide senka wo kan ya katwi ni nyina anka omo ye smart chain obia you see plan no mu ye say wo mbema asante atofom na omo ni ye nyina ye peda if possible e beba wo anim no they didn't give up that plan and the next plan was that the bia yamfa ye ho anje public service mu sane ye beba broni no
it's when the traditional one more or less failed, you know, they saw the next plan to be either politics, public service.
Na masante fo kwa chichiri krobi woti na voter reje fa na sato. Ana krobi o man bi fa ne sahwe. Esa awie, te esa awie de a ana esa to atwade a.
Sahwe na no.
Esa awie. Esa awie sahwe. Ana ukọ oti e krobi de asa. Esa to atwa. Enti se esa awie de a afa se ye transit for development enti as chemfo ne se esa no awie aba na wie ye de a ye scheme bibi foforo. And what was the scheme? Yem fa ye ho foreign public service mu always be close to the government na no na baboa mo abedi asantefo anim because we mo no asante akonya na aye apolitical because they formed an empire no feel say omo show biase nti ye nsuro president ye mfa ye ho ko politics mu nti washa asante yin ntumi nka so ye MPP and NDC and CPP where ne ho say is above politics like Queen Elizabeth or any abaka say King Charles san why no ho the stool no has been placed above politics and no chima say there be hwe ye there above politics ya wan beti yen sante din ne there so that yan forsum pedi enti from Oforiata the first or less our foundation no ebesi ne se washa achimo buakwa Royal House whether it is CPP PP PNP UGC be piano mu se politics no mu ade bia no mo pe esoro ho nko a bentifi pese mo ben etifi to mo ni colonial government ni ye wa eboa wo Momunya scholarship bebre meant for even that Chimobuakwa as a state in the Royal House no.
Okay.
And your chin be nibiaka so nimo obwa and a ma before ba woman say all scholarship everything until me pacho ye pakrache for fear when produce a cratch for Ghana ha they are next to none and you should give them scholarship bebre through British government. After independence in politics, you know, there be almost.
And I'm so much fine. I'm not for
and through that, there be so much. No, it was a policy. It is a washer. Tell me, I didn't know Kufuado, a year MPP presidential candidate first. Near done a deal Kasua rally. No, he said it. Or say, if you have maybe free money there, public service and near do jarry, there be a person your politics near Tria, Esro, but your Obiapa sign play, or can a Kasua. To the whole nation. No more any history, no. They thought to say, I'll grow be na odi. Okasano so bo nipa mienu na na hano. Oboni na no for JB Danquah edi. No sign abo the tamfo Kwame Nkrumah edi. Te ade share won etirim.
That's right.
Nti one we say Asante no mo ntimi won, but they will come back later to defeat Ashanti, I will tell you. Nti one mo de enwienu no mo ni abrofo ne be ye one. To the extent that during the Second World War, for the defense, you 1943, no, I catch a brofone say, you know, say, Achimabua Kwanku na Ghana, Yamicha yen, Denchamwa, Nebrofo Dine say, Denchamwa Brofo.
Minim Nebrofo.
I say, one on edge, and do say,
Minim,
and on a diamond.
Hey, Denchamwa, mummy, a diamond.
And on a diamond.
Diamond, you treated Denchamwa.
And a Sakako gold.
Oh.
Empty. A one kwana near two damo a Denchamwa. One more royalties nay. Everyone say diamond at say the value the gold value say and sana to diamond at say. Anything but the gold you two almost so royalties no. Emma oforiata kachira abrofo say war no wo mo ku Second World War. Ese enya bibi de support to one. No mo to me defeat Germany. And no mo ka say won sika no. Jet ketwa ne sane kase yeti se kro mo fanto na nya symbol say during the Second World War Achimabuakwa Royal House bought the British a jet to fight the Germans. And the agreement was that the covenant was that said debi a basse move free o main mu akwa na mo de o man na yensa. So you know where the Japadia starts from. On be Japadia no friba.
Okay.
The Japadia deal.
Okay.
And abrofo no edge here. And to cut a long story short, they were prepared to do biombe pushy ochimai akọ enimu. The first one was that even though United Gold Coast Convention your friend is saying enzema kotokwa this year pa grant na etiye and obie ni me say ono na no ye chairman na ne kofari ba na bankroller na president no obie so ni me say first vice no another enzema man RS Blay and the JB Danquah de na kotoso 3 oye kuma home or second vice in charge of the Eastern Province. But Abrofone said that propelling to the top, a man abodying the doyen of Ghana politics. I'm sure everybody knows that title, the doyen of Ghana politics.
I think that was when they did the Watson Commission of Inquiry. No?
Report, he said the doyen of Ghana politics.
The 1948 trials.
That's right. Wabra. Politics in Yina Kofari by 1947, a year, Park Grant. Abrofuni bufu na se we bie yani ama ya gen ne concessions in Yina or mine we say muma ni timber hundreds of thousands of logs ne Gutakrade Harbor ne Axim Beach na ya gen ne contract edema South African businessman called RT Briscoe. Papa we na yen kaino. Ya dia body ni ma JB Danquah
so no ending concern
ya de a man na ebufuo no America na ne say abra wo mutena se ya te United Gold Coast Convention no the whole idea no and say when we say at the time ya te UGC no nipa bebre adwene ma on so o mu kasa bi o mu say JB Danquah was a lawyer. JB Danquah was a lawyer. Indeed, JB Danquah was a member of the Colonial Parliament Legislative Assembly. representing Achimebuakwa. That time, a hand pick, you know. And now, your friend is saying, Grant was also representing Second D.
Okay.
And now, your friend is saying, Obankraha, Obeche Bilamte.
And your election on winning your
Oh, there be some and your universal adult suffrage. Moamwe Riaho. To say, to say assemblyman, Sana net, and then your universal adult suffrage. Into Moamwe Riaho, no. And then there be unopposed, said that time. Hey, Obi at that time, no, kuta PhD. Ghana say, "Wo betu me na abestanding." Nti sa no mani bi na na wo mu eye. Nti sa fo na ye lead.
That time na people teach and beating no kuta PhD.
And no still kuta PhD. And then say na universal adult suffrage na party politics abem. The earlier ones na enye on party partisanship.
Yanko.
Nti no ne ekokosi ya ne sem fom so a wo mu ye nyina no and say omuni abrofo ne ye one say we are already members of the colonial parliament. Otherwise we are businessmen. Now, mom, as Goggisberg, a country one, Africanization policy, you should grow the Ghanaian, the Gold Coaster. Not the beer, the mine, the Ashanensa. Sadia Yantia man, your Kubi. Anytime beer Brunino aircon, not the mine, Amay. And no, mom, what's here? There must be an administrator to do a full-time work in the office, letting people to know. Say amanyokuo bi ne nti the moment abroni ne be free ho no man na be hye yensem nti no say self government within the shortest possible time na nya full time work for them, but that anytime it became necessary for the white man to leave, as Goggisberg has started in 1925 no na akwa won ho and no na mo kofa Kwame Nkrumah buy because he was unemployed. 2, he was not a lawyer. Obi o lawyer no ko didn't buy the following day no amani briefcase so or court. 3rd, he was an enzyme like Pagrant. Into what that the number 4, he was completely penniless, and that was true.
No,
so,
there be no dear.
And he said, Obama so could tiny briefcase be an entire room and a one container load of books. And no more doing Scabi or the tunnel.
Books.
Now, what Baba drew. You know, say you catch and say about £100 a month. A juma be our yen, Obejayama. British pounds 100 near the Kwame Nkrumah. Only a juma be I were Britain and £100 a lot of money. Not those days, 1947. Nkrumah was very excited and no buy. The problem that UGCC faced and they say, Sa Papano. Adio ohwehwe wo wiase ane fa hudie eno ho adwuma no kokosuan nto ano ba na momo say ya na systematic process, forgetting that you are fully employed
and others were unemployed.
Oh no, you're unemployed. And now obedru ya no so £100 a month no matter so say and they will use it to bait you to come, we'll give you £25 a month. And Nkrumah catcher on so okay, I'm suffering just as ordinary masses, but you are enjoying. And no veranda boy, you know, who say the ordinary people and fight against you. So to cut along, so Nkrumah a veranda boy because he was with all his degrees, he was unemployed. So what you say, and the masses who were suffering, he was not different from them. £25 in the demand of Jessica. No man who hear Nkrumah maum or catch one say on in Nemua. The way I am for no budget or so, or can I send me more energy? As I many starting to bottom manager and demand you enum into £25, so to me almost suspended. Into Nkrumah did not accept the money. He didn't. But he started the work and did the work. Into a Juman yeah. Na JB Danquah air chain say, Pa Grant Awaya Kukurano Bewu, a man not take you over. UGCC no be your first leader of this country, no. Kwame Nkrumah Beji Fahudi, no. At my 1951 election, no, 38 constituencies. UGCC had 3. Independent 1. CPP 34. Yes, 34. Until with the Bomana 38. And immediately the party collapsed.
Which party?
The United Gold Coast Convention.
UGCC, Eguye.
Until the and no Samba stand election 1954. And then the Wafasi on the ticket of CPP. And we need
now that the Wafasi people teacher.
The Wafasi people teacher.
Now when you on Okuta PhD.
MPP lawyer no or kasa bebrebe no cry friend say
Obi boy.
Debbie young guy or call win to me station no.
Mosa,
that should be his father. That should be his father.
Okay.
Enti sasem we see no. Your friend is Achimobua Royal House ye pa.
After say JB Danquah lose election.
Because onu na oba be your mampeni. No
lose election.
What was say oko parliament you know British under the British constitution no. Nanke obetumi ya no either opposition leader or leader of the government. Ewo ho. Omu yi one from the minority party and the majority party. Ye bibia from parliament. British constitution no. Westminster there. Until once you lose, it means you are out of politics completely.
Okay.
And as Antifono so a sideline no because of the age-old enmity between Asante and Achem. And untino Asantefono no mu ye CPP for na 54 election no and omu kokote NLM. Omu say yate ye ho FCPP. Na UGCC dey na Asante nka ho big sesi and ye mo Asante ni bi adin wo mu da ye mo ewani bi we northern na omu nka ho na nduru ho UGCC na nka omu pefa ho di ama the colony ajebi Danquah soldier see the name Akanman say what pen.
That's right.
Obi eni say Akanman Ghana and free JB Danquah no mentimu bi because what can 1,000 times.
That's right.
The concept Akanman so Asante enka ho. Wait, mama nka ya meye politics why.
Yes okay history. Na say history. Come here lawyer.
Enti asem
we net no meba.
Maybe you so me aka more than 2 tests ko.
What dey ya wi echi na obetba.
Enti ekoba asa no. Na che se Kwame Nkrumah be ye prime minister. Na dey san ye obufu ni say Asantefo ehu secret no na the most foremost akan politician instead so mbe fano JB Danquah and Asantefo prof fa obi obetuma challenge Nkrumah na achemfo na adwene on so obi betuma challenge Nkrumah nka enye Danquah na Asantefo nse da bi ye de hye ewa ha won se samra no Ashanti Ahafo and Bono na one region na Bono ni Ashanti West antina Asantini in quote or ye Bono ni by part of Ashanti region and only Professor K.A. Buzia and Asantefo no kofa ni ba be lead one party until at independence the leader of the opposition was Professor K.A. Buzia until nature said Danquah de ye good enimu ase wo politics mu Emma according to Dr. Joe Apia Proceedings of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences 1974-75 pages 28 and 29 she Achimobua to the stance or changing any friend and he bought a konya de mano ewo chebi a konya near the trafo hene of the Achimobua state and that was the highest political achievement when and san oko wom I think 1965 enti hano say who say the first reason enti bema obibi ofri efie ho ni bubefu Kwame Nkrumah no ene akonwa no a JB Danquah enye ndi wabra omuni abrofo na ya agreement se kwan bia so ye de bema JB Danquah to the extent say 1950 Kwame Nkrumah declare positive action na ye de ne kwato prison no JB Danquah made a statement, thank God the wolf has been caged. Thank God the wolf has been caged. Kwame Nkrumah international say oba bedi o mampani no oba benya edi. Unfortunately Kwame Nkrumah APA 1951 election.
So JB Danquah referred to Kwame Nkrumah as a wolf.
As a wolf. At the same time, don't forget earlier. Wolf Pateku.
Okay.
Earlier on,
lawyer come. I don't want to. What they call lawyer?
Intimate to us. Enti sir, washa Kwame Nkrumah na ama abrofo no any achemfo agreement no mu ye no ameb sanya Nkrumah nko mu nim kwan ombefa so a edi akonwa no ebema ye friend say ochiman this year JB Danquah. Enti from that time no na so omu hunu kwan ombefa so a akonwa no ombenya edi so wo mu de wo hu bebo 1969 election ne de na Asantefo di wo hu so wo mu adwene ma sa adwene na ba achemfo tirim na ni won tirim to 66 election 69 election no yen film 79 third republic there no ana achemfo no ekọ join asantefo really for the first time because Ashantis were on their own if anything impo nanka omo ni asante ye one nanka say ye NPP Northern People's Party and the Voltarians voted Togolan Party omo mi ensa na kambo omo na form United Party no UGCC nka United Party well, that means Danquah no nka UP no eho nti asantefo ntie no mo mfa won ho adwene no mo enka ho na ye ocheman no they are very smart and I'm saying among the tree speaking people no mom ye nyintum say achemfo no e sharp e smart e chen ye nyina omo yusu omo adwene chen ye nyina omo adwen kase e chen ye ya yaka no na nano e na ye kire mu no
na adwen kase no omo de ye dan
adwen kase nya no mo be nyo mampani adi
ye de nyo mampani na o de ye oman ni ye e ya adwen kase ye de
there be nipa no so oje oman na fa ntia da no oje aye ni ye
enti na me kan ti omo adwen kase na ya adwen kase a ye mfa nya de pa.
Well,
how can you describe Kwame Nkrumah as a wolf? Lawyer ko
enti eba ne sa no hwe nyansa omu huni on se sisi ano ukwa chimebu akwa omu constituencies no should be about 6 omu constituency obu akwa North Central etiwa fanti akwa I'm about 6 or 7 and uni Ashanti omu constituencies in Ashanti metropolitan Ashanti no 46 na fei ahafo as Ashanti 6 no about New Job in North and South 2 okay that's a sisi ano 54 na loosely no kwa unsi Asante that should give you about 4 nti eba beka ho a na kire say out of 275 constituencies Ashanti and then external Ashantis ni na kambo mu a omu no almost 60 constituencies almost 60 and obi there at least 6 or at most 7 who say unfa ne ho mebo okay in an otherwise unequal alliance to say wahu ayibi anansesem bi no a akwawe enifraini no ono enamo ena o say owu ani afura na sabe cripple no ba fine no cripple no ono ntena wo kon so na fa ne kwa afuom because ono no kire wo kwan te cripple no hunyansa se mama nso wo nsa famisi wo kwan ho na yenkona bi ansuo ho na yetwa nsuo no na ya mre nti enifraye ni no for as long as say opeso oduru afuo mu ho no say
osinyansani ne ko
nya osi nyansani ne si ne ko nti na che say ba fine de na adwen na dididi nti aha no aye ocheman no ne yini afa ne say cripple no ana asanteman ene enifraye ni no umpo that is it. That is the unequal alliance. Achemfo afoso asantefo mo agya to mu say ekuo bi ho your friend Danquah-Busia club. Mpacho Danquah-Busia club from what I have narrated so far. Because Danquah belonged to the UGCC. Okay. And then the NLM Bafwa Akoto founded it. And when it came to UP United Party, it was Simon Diadonk Dombo SG Anto Bafwa Akoto. And omu mi ensano yenkwayi obi obeba be ye leader oh kuta superior education obetuma face Nkrumah with the superior education and only ke Busia nti na chese Danquah de wo meb betonkrofo we kuta adwene kase se ye twe yen ho a would say so 7 constituencies even today out of 275 that ben nipa ebeba be the president of Ghana na mo yanya ne say frititin nyina ya wo Danquah-Busia club nti mo asanteman nyina ni srem asanteman ani sremfo nyina momo de anu Busia na ye achemfo nso de anu hwan Danquah
ti ye nko aye wo baako ba mo aka nyina nso mo baako Danquah-Busia
nti what say 79 election no and omo proposal to Ashanti say big six ni nyina ewu big six no na yi wo ho eyi ti ase
by any big six bia
ye ni bis omo yi me ko ho ne no omo de ne say big six no that imaginary big six no mienu na CPP fo Akoagye ene Kwame Nkrumah
that's right
na Akoagye not ase no CPP ni na ye friend say wo mu aka na ye UP fo na ewu obi ewu aka pawuri into the automatic leader of the mateme ho ye friend say tradition na santifo ne say David na we di oba mu say no na omo bufu yi omo kokote United National Convention UNC eyensa clean.
That's right.
Emma Powell, instead of joining the Ashantis PFP Victor Usu Popular Front Party Nkrumah omo ko join PNP for President Nkrumah's party.
That's right.
Emma PFP elusu here. Now that Republican year two no about fourth Republican omo de Danquah-Busia ne buy said your friend is Akwawe Victor Usu no leader oni ho and a Powell Usu leader of UNC we ni ho somebody ye nipa ede omo ye na nyame boae and this man a standing politician then Professor Edubuahin or your chini of your CM obey a presidential candidate na election no 1992 omo bokote te duru 96 no ana nkrofo say okay I say eduru mu 10 anya hwe nti omo ye ya bukofo ewini ye na ye fa ne say akufo na akufado elusu ye e wo sunyane
that's right
but we say anya hwe enduru ye nso omo kwa ebeba ye nso yeso nti at the Legon Congress no PRC say 3 years so to the extent even when there was a tie omo sign to abano omo koye negotiations ema papa ye fa ne say Alan a penny baby tonight my demand nana akufo ado what was omo kuta adwen kase e mbere ne du ya yes akufo ado so ti ase say no eduru asantefo no 10 no do you know what he started saying kokuma say catch asantefo say your tradition no miensa Danquah Busia and a Dombo Timesramo wo mu say asantefo yemfa esremni ye leader de e pen de so aduru won so say ye de akonwa no e ma domofo na so matias yo montias yo bawumia is the presidential candidate of NPP representing the Domo faction now achimfo unrecognized dano in that
this is a middle then there with the Ghana to shooting. I'm the middle there with my camera.
Wow. So now tell me, your okay, this one is you.
Yeah, it's me. Oh, this is the Goku's time. I was at this, so you can see the chap back is a scout. Is a scout man standing there. No, this was the new man thinking that camera.
Okay.
So the beginning of the cameras we were using the film school time, and I went there to film the football. I was shooting football, So that was.
Do you remember the match, the teams that played that particular match?
Oh, it was, I think, one of these local.
Was it played in Accra?
Yeah, it is.
Is it Accra Olympics, Hearts of Folk?
Yeah, it could be one of.
It could be one of those. Okay. Yeah. What's your best moment? I asked you before with Osaji for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. You remember where you visited with, you traveled with him. Your best times with him.
My best time with Nkrumah. How do I call it the best time? One good thing I enjoyed about him was, before traveling, Nkrumah would call me one-on-one, and we sit here together, and he would tell me if anytime we were traveling outside, he would tell me, look, okay, let me take an example like India. So we will be traveling to India on a state visit. So he would discuss the whole thing, the trip with me, the reasons why he accepted that invitation to go to India. Because they do this, which we have to go and see and copy. He would tell me the reasons why we were going. And then if it's a conference like addressing the UN or the OAU, We also talk about them. He will give me a copy of the speech.
Okay.
And he will tell me to go through and to suit his vision. And his vision of the trip. He had a plan.
Plan.
Yeah. So he will discuss the whole thing with me. And his final statement will say, but my son, you are the filmmaker. I'm not telling you what to shoot, but I'm telling you my idea of this trip, and I expect you to translate my thoughts onto film.
You were very young then. Were you the only very young person with him that time?
Only by the young person. As filmmaker.
No, I mean other departments and officers working with the president. Because I was told yesterday that Kwame Nkrumah had a very huge interest in young people, bringing very, very, very young people to work with him.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Okay.
Because people, the young chaps, like the Heyman, Eric Heyman, Charles Heyman, and all those beautiful writers.
Okay.
I've made some. The writers at the evening news and those things. Those boys, they were good writers. So you know that Nkrumah himself was a writer. He was writing the editorials for the evening news. Yeah.
On GTV? Ghana Broadcasting?
No, but editorial for the evening
news.
There was a paper
called Evening News. Okay, I don't know of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you were not born.
Yes, I was not born.
Yeah.
So the president himself was writing the editorial?
Oh, yeah. He was a writer. He was writing the editorials. He was writing his speech. He was writing all his speeches. And I've never seen Nkrumah sleeping in the plane when we are on flight.
Hey.
I've never seen him sleeping. No. I will either be writing or reading.
He doesn't sleep?
No. He'll be writing or sleep or writing or reading.
Wow.
He was always doing something artistic. And when flying, I always carry my camera with him as if something will happen. Because most of him, at times you will see sunrise, beautiful, it just signal me, look at that, take that shot, it's beautiful. Now take it. Oh yes. Through the window. Do
you remember some challenges that you went through as a young cinematographer working closely with the president? Any challenges that you went through?
I don't say challenges. What type of challenges?
Any type of challenges that you went through as a young cinematographer?
When you work around Nkrumah, Nkrumah was an artist. So you see, as you are moving, traveling, he will stop and take that shot. See the mountain, the river, take that shot, And on few occasions where I had fallen off, he became annoyed and, on few occasions I have been sacked. He has sacked me. Oh, yeah.
He sacked you?
Oh, he sacked because
Why?
I don't want to see him.
Was he angry with you, or he was angry with someone else
no,
that...
He was angry.
With you?
Yeah, with me.
What happened, if you remember any of them? I would love to know. What happened that Nkrumah got angry with you?
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
We attended the Prime Minister's conference.
Okay. In Accra?
In London.
Or
No,
in
Prime
London?
Minister's
Okay.
conference, Commonwealth.
Commonwealth in London.
Commonwealth in London. And there, at the end of the Commonwealth, I think he had an invitation to come over. At that time, the northern side of Africa had not had their independence. So most of them had their government in exile. So he had an invitation to stop over in Morocco. And it was at that time when one nation, I will remember, they were in exile there. So we went to Morocco to see the then king. And he met with that government in exile. And after discussion, I quietly whispered into the ears of Adamafiu that I was running out of film negatives, film, my stock. And at that time, my boxes had been taken to the airport. It was that day we were leaving. And that visit to meet that government in exile was an additional program, attending the program. So he asked me to film it, film the meeting. And that took a lot of my film. So I decided that I had to rush to the airport because from that scene we were going to the airport. And I had to shoot the departure. You see, so I rushed to the airport to recharge my battery, my camera, the film. And he waited, not knowing that he waited, and instructed the security to find me, to come and take some beautiful flowers. He loved natural things, beautiful flowers behind the residency, and he wanted some shots of that. And I wasn't around, but Adamafiu was there.
But he needed you to do that?
No. Adamafiu didn't explain, didn't have the courage at that time to explain to the old man that I had obtained permission from him to go to the airport. And so when he was asking about me, I had
gone to the airport.
To the airport, and I officially informed Adamafiu that I was in. He was then the Minister for Information. So I went. And after some time, they arrived at the airport. And immediately he came out of the car. I was filming the departure now at the airport. Then he stopped. And
called you?
He called me. And his first question, why did you run away from me? See? Hey, it was terrible.
It was terrible. At the airport?
At the airport. And he called Kwekubuaten. Kwekubuaten was Minister of Defense or something, Called Kwekubuaten. I don't want to see him again.
Hey.
So, get a flight, let him fly back in. I don't want to see him again. He spoke that he was annoyed. So while he was talking, I said, sir, I spoke to Honorable Adamafiu. I informed that I was running out of stock, so I had to rush to the airport to prepare myself for your arrival. Then I don't have to say, then say, keep quiet. I wasn't talking to you. Keep quiet. Then I said, I don't have to. You were with me. Why didn't you tell me? So keep quiet.
So you were forgiven?
No, I wasn't forgiving. No, he was annoyed. He said he didn't want to see me. But I was shooting because
you were still shooting.
This man, this sack, I've explained this sack several times. So
okay.
I was shooting. I was working. I've been sacked several times.
You were sacked several times by the president?
Oh, yeah. He
will sack you and call you. He will sack you and call you.
No, after the sack, wait, call my son. Where is he? Well, he has sacked me. So at the airport,
okay,
I shot them. And he saw me shooting. I was working. Saw me shooting. And when traveling on arrival, I'll be the first person to come down.
So you can take beautiful
departure,
pictures.
I'll be the last person to climb the plane.
So you were going to travel on the same flight to them?
Oh, yeah, we are on the Ghana Airways.
Okay.
And we're coming back. From London, we stopped at the Rabat or something. Yeah. And we're coming back. So after finishing, I climbed the plane. He said he wouldn't like to see me. That go back to arrange the flight for me and get me out. But I climbed the plane. Yeah, I knew that I would be the last person to come to enter the plane, then the doors will be closed. So I went in. And when I went in, he was there. I passed by him. He didn't say anything. And then the flight took off. And when we were halfway through, he called me. He sent Kwekubaten to call me to come there with him. So, at that time, Kwekubaten was Minister of Information, and Adam Mafi was Minister of Establishment.
Okay.
So I went to Kwekubaten. So he asked Kwekubaten, ask him whether he didn't talk about the sack. Whether I shot the departure at the airport. I told him, yes, sir, I did it. And then Kwekubaten said, yes, sir, he did it. Then I asked Kwekubaten, can you confirm? I hold you responsible because you are speaking for him. So you know, I hold you responsible. Then Kwekubaten said, hey, he just turned around and looked at my face and said, hey, did you shoot that thing?
After he confirmed.
I said, I knew I shot it.
Okay.
So I was relaxing. And Kwekubaten was
shaking.
Yeah. So I said, oh, took it. So we came to Accra. We arrived there. I sent the rushes back to London for processing. No, at that time, we haven't got the color lab here. So I sent it to London for processing. And then rushes came for editing. No, Kwekubaten had a good sleep.
Hey.
Yeah, so he rushed to the office. Said, where is the material? The rushes. Then we showed him. So he took to flash. I showed the president. The rushes, unedited rushes. This is the president. Said, he shot it, so I can prove it. So he said, go back
and then.
No, see, but apart from all jokes, let's put all jokes aside. Kwame Nkrumah, if working around Kwame Nkrumah was, I would say difficult, but you should be ready on call. You know, you should be ready. You see, and you should be prepared.
Anytime.
Anytime. Look, when he was overthrown,
Guys, are you listening? When I do that, you tell me.
When he was overthrown, Gokubate made a statement. He made a statement which was true, and I interpreted that statement in my heart.
What did he say? What was the statement?
He said, Nkrumah made his cabinet, gaping sycophants.
What sycophants?
Gaping
sycophants.
Sycophants.
Oh. Did he tell you the reason why he made that statement?
No. He spoke on air.
Oh, on air, okay.
On radio. At that time, Nkrumah had been overthrown. And some of these ministers were being interviewed. So he made a gaping sycophant. I said, oh my God. How Gokubate saw himself. See, but the reason was that Nkrumah, before cabinet, he knew the subjects to be discussed. And if it's about Akosombo building, or this project or hospital building, or this structure which will be discussed because of maybe financial constraints or something, he will ask the secretary to the cabinet in Okokon to get him files on all those subjects for the cabinet. And he will go through the file, read all correspondence, read all the letters in the file before the cabinet meeting. So by the time the cabinet meeting will come on, he had done his homework. He knew all the details. So at cabinet meeting, he will ask you, the minister. He will be talking to you, your minister, your home.
Directly,
asking you questions about this subject, we are here, we are discussing this. So what are you doing about this? But this letter which was written, what was the reply? What happened to this? And you, the minister, at times you sit down and then you become a gaping sycophant. Because you have not done your work, you have not done your homework. But he had read. Yeah, Nkrumah was a good reader. Look, one day we were going to shoot film towards a full life.
Okay.
And the day before we started the shooting, he sent, the secretary to the cabinet, and brought a message that he had heard that the Ghana Film Corporation was going to shoot an interesting film, and he would like to read the script. So he said we gave him a copy. And we gave a copy to him to send to the president. This was about 5 o'clock when we were closing.
Wow.
And it was a 45-page script.
That's a small pages to read.
Pardon?
I said that's a very small page book.
Yeah.
I mean, something to be read. 45 is just...
No, when we're talking, it's just 45 pages.
Yes.
And the one page is as long as this.
Oh, it's not the normal book size.
No, it's not the normal, it's a script.
The script, that long thing.
Yeah, correct. And by 8 o'clock, when we reported for, Anokye was here, waiting for us. And he brought the script. He brought the script. Said, I brought the script back, but the old man has made his comments. So check it.
So he read the movie script.
The script and
made comments.
And from the comments we could see that he had at least read the script for 10 times.
Hey.
And he made reference. Please refer to page 2, second paragraph. Is this in agreement with African unity? Please go to page 22. Is it? This is not this is not the Ghanaian culture.
Is it because he was young, or you would say that he was called for that particular responsibility to be a president? Is it because he was young? Because you are not the first to say this. People say that he will wake up very early, go through books, go through letters, go through manuscript, a lot of things. He'll be reading this, he'll be watching that. Kwame Nkrumah will not have the time to sleep. He's always on the run, moving from this region to that region, trying to establish this factory, trying to put this here, trying to do this, trying to do that. Is it because he was young, or you were with him, or he had a certain
I was with him, and even I was younger than him, and I was feeling the pain. I was feeling the pain. So
you were younger than Kwame Nkrumah?
Oh, yeah. I was younger than him. He was older than myself.
But his energy levels were more than
pushing,
you. Pushing.
And pushing me too. When he was pushing the knee, he was pushing me because I have to film. And I couldn't say good night until he had retired. Yes. First of all, the vehicles come to my house. The first vehicle picks me at 5 a.m. in the morning from my house. And I thought
5 a.m.
5 a.m. And I thought I get to about 12 midnight.
So when I come here at 5 and I leave at 10 p.m., you guys don't talk. Don't talk anymore. Old boy was 5 a.m., 12 midnight.
Yes, yeah. 5 a.m., 12 midnight. Then until he says good night.
You can't say good night.
No.
Because you can't tell when he's moving.
Correct. And something happens. Oh, come in. Look, tomorrow we have to go to.
He was just sharp.
Yeah. Just sharp. Was working.
What would be your description of Osagyefo for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and leaders we've had after him? How would you describe them? I mean, the leaders, even in the Fourth Republic, I mean, Rawlings, Kufuor, Mills, Mahama, Nado, I mean, the few ones that we've gone to the polls to elect them.
Look, after having worked with Nkrumah and some of the President Rawlings, I have, me personally, I've decided that the work of a president is not something I will envy. I will never, if you give me on the plate, I won't take it. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Oh, I won't take it. You don't have peace of mind.
If you're a president, you don't have a peace
The
of
president,
mind.
they suffer. Oh, no. I always go down on my knee and pray for them. They suffer too much. Our presidents. No, I wouldn't like to be a president. No way. No way. No, they suffer too much. You see, because they are the better call of the public. At times, having worked hard, he gets home and chain of people. Oh. Then you find people sitting there waiting for him. Family people. Oh, God. Family people. Country people. And then some political people, ministers, they're waiting. They're saying, yes. And the
No time for him to
president
rest.
is
Tired, but he can't go home.
And the person who suffers most in the presidential house is the first lady.
The wife.
Yeah.
You don't see him.
You don't see your husband. No, I mean, I tell you, they'll sit behind waiting for the person to come and have dinner. Oh, it's a pity. And they are working. This one will come, will say, I want to discuss this one. And then the family, look, our presidents, I can say that our presidents are honest people. But the pressure
on them,
the pressure, nobody knows how much they are paid. People come and say you have the Bank of Ghana in your pocket. The whole Bank of Ghana money is in your pocket. So come here. Oh, I could see school fees. It's the family people. The family, they are talking about the broken home. The house numbers have to be repaired, and you are the man. You are the man. You are the president. You are the
They expect you to pay for everything.
You to do everything for them. That's why you are there. That's why they look. You better Dombo-Busia, Charlie. Because you are sitting there, and we are proud of you. You are from this family, so do something.
But your wife also suffered the same thing. I mean, you're always on the run with the president until he says good night. You can go home yourself. So your wife will also be waiting.
Oh, at times I receive dams. I take the spillovers in my house quietly. But
Kwame established a lot of factories, a lot of companies. I'm sure, everything happened right under your nose and eyes. Which of the companies that he established that was so dear to him, if you remember?
Oh, almost everything. The rubber plantation. Has to travel the western region from Takoradi to Zima side the road. We have got rubber plantation miles. And we're making ties, we're making inner tubes, we're making a lot of things. And he loved to drive there to see how the rubber trees are growing nicely, and people were tapping the rubber juice, and he loved it. He loved it. And the Akosombo. We like to drive to Akosombo from time to time and just take a view, stand on the hotel, take a view at the place and enjoy. Nkrumah loved beauty. To see nature, the dam, and the forest, and nature, the way the artistic work. You stand there and watch it and enjoy the beauty. What the dam has turned Ghana to. And this is very
So
nice.
with all this, the companies, he solved unemployment, a lot of people find jobs to do, even when you complete the university. You were being just begged to come to work because there are a lot of spaces for people to fill as far as jobs were concerned. Why do you think people plan to overthrow his administration?
No, as for Nkrumah's overthrow, it's a different story.
Tell me.
Oh. But we are talking about the artistic work.
You see, sometimes I want to know the things that went on before his overthrow. If you remember any little that you can share with us. But
which one?
Any part
overthrow.
of it. Yes, apart from when he disarmed the police officer, sat on him, the remaining ones are history. If you remember some reasons why Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown. Is it that the whites were afraid of him? Did they see him as a threat? What exactly were the reasons?
No, when his speeches at the UN, the OAU, and the copies, after reading, you know that his only target was Africa. So anything which is not in favor of Africa, or any nation who have no interest in Africa, should be addressed. You should address that person.
Okay.
And by so doing, I think he didn't sing the colonial master's voice. So
he was running too fast. Left the voice.
No, we have to run fast because we are in the age of speed.
We are in the age of speed.
So we have to run fast.
Let me quickly write this.
But
please go ahead. I just want to write what you just said.
Yeah.
The age of speed.
Yeah, we're in the age of speed. Everything's speed.
Wow. You see, we, myself and few other people, we've just read about Nkrumah. We've seen videos and pictures. The reason why I keep asking about his overthrow is the lessons that I want the young people to learn, especially myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it contains a lot of learning, things that we can put together as young people. I mean, from where the police officer was Ametepe, right? Ametepe. So when he sat on him, they came around, he was also killed, straight up to firing squad. What happened afterwards?
No, then a chain of action, the bomb throwing to overthrow him,
Is it the Kulungugu one we've been told, or different ones?
No, the bomb, I missed the bomb on 4 occasions. The Kulungugu was the first.
You were there?
But I was filming the man.
Yes, I know, you were there.
Yeah.
You missed that bomb. Inches away. Do it again, let me see how you did it.
No, it's bigger than. No, after the Kulungugu bombs, it's by God's grace that I'm still alive.
What happened? How did that bomb explode? Tell me.
Which one?
The Kulungugu one.
Then do we have time to talk about the overthrow?
We'll talk about it.
Okay. No, the Kulungugu one, we're traveling to Burkina Faso to meet President Yamogo. President Yamogo was then the president of Burkina Faso. And we were going to a place called Tengudugu.
Okay.
And we got to Gulungugu. But when we got there, it was raining, it was pouring heavily. So Nkrumah had to cancel the ceremony. There was being a school performance, school children's performance, and some other things. But we left because of the rain. So we got to Tengudugu and then spent 3 days there. But on our return, the weather was good. So we got to Kulungugu, and the kids were there to perform the cultural thing. And one thing Nkrumah loved to see kids performing. Whatever happens, he would just stop and come and cheer them up. Something when kids are performing something cultural, it feels good. So, but unfortunately, the road from Tengudugu to Kulungugu was not hard. And because the rain had not fallen, there was a heavy dust. So there were distances between the cars, And when traveling, we had a formation.
Okay.
The security, the motorbike.
A convoy formation.
The convoy formation. The motorbike, then the security, the police car, the security car, motorbike, then Nkrumah's car, motorbike, then my car.
Oh.
Yeah, that is the formation.
You enjoyed?
I was working. I was working.
Really working?
Yeah.
Right behind the president's car?
Yeah, after the president car, my car. And then the security car and the ministers and those things, And my car was the only car who could overtake the president when traveling. I could overtake the president, and at times I would sit on top of the car to film the convoy. See, so I was allowed to, once I was shooter, I could overtake him and come back to my position. Just move on. So when we got to Kunugugu, we knew that there was no stopping there.
Okay.
But Nkrumah saw the kids and
stopped.
And because of the dust, there were distances between the vehicles. So when he stopped, he sat in the car and waited. So when I got there, he was there. So I parked behind him. And between the two of us, we could talk. Even when driving like this, we could talk through the walking stick. There were signs he would give me that don't film this or film it or no. It's between the two of us. So I had a sign that I should film this. So I prepared my camera and went out. And then he came out and he was going towards where the formation was. And then Captain Bachman was then the ADC.
Okay.
And Captain Bachman was following him, with the security people. But the ministers, they were then behind. So they were then coming because of the drought had to settle for them to come. So I was standing, and then I composed a picture. Nkrumah came, his car was on the right side. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
But you are not seeing what I'm demonstrating. His car, I was in the center. The car was on the right side of camera. And then Adamafio, H.A. Kofi Crab, came, the next convoy. And they came from camera left.
Okay.
I was in the middle. And the action was in the background. The school kids, they were performing something beautiful. And on my right side, Nkrumah was moving towards the kids. On my left side, Adamafio and the ministers were moving. I was in the center. So I had this tripartite formation. It was so beautiful. So I was just standing there to capture it because my lens was capturing everything in details. Then, before Nkrumah passed and the ministers passed, then Captain Bachman, putted Nkrumah down and put his body on him. Then, immediately he booted him. I go to shout, Bachman! Then, boom!
Hey.
My brother. So that boom! And the camera captured so many things falling pieces. Then later on, I discovered they were human parts. The school kids were dead. That couldn't Google. The school kids. But you see, when you are
captured all this on tape.
When you are behind the camera, let me tell you one second. When you are behind the camera, fear. leaves you. Fear is not out of, it goes out of your mind. Because you are looking through the camera, you want to capture, you are
Everything.
thinking of your artistic work, and death becomes meaningless. So I was shooting. I want to capture everything because Bachman was still lying on Nkrumah. The vehicles came and they quickly took Bachman and took Nkrumah into the car. The dust, the parts, the human parts. I don't feel and those they were running, everybody was running. There was confusion.
Was it too close to Nkrumah? I mean, the distance from where the bomb, exploded?
No, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
See, then I was shooting. Then all of us, I found somebody lifted me with my camera. He just held
your two legs and then
lifted me up. It was a policeman. And because I was high, I was still shooting. It was like a crane. I had the advantage of a crane. All of us, I was high. So I said, oh, thank God. So I was shooting. I was getting high shots, better shots. But all of a sudden, I was just thrown into the car. I was like in that man's hands, I was like a toy. I was just
it's a serious matter, but Grandpa is making it.
Smallest looking man, you can see from that picture. Tiny little boy, very smart guy, and he just helped me, threw me into the car and closed the door. So, boom, we were gone. So we came to Boku Hospital.
Oh. Did any of the entourage get wounded or...
Let me finish.
Okay.
So, yes, I took the
I can't wait.
So, they came and treated Nkrumah. He had some... later on, I was speaking to Bachman. Said, Bachman, what happened? Bachman had the pellets a lot at the backside here.
Oh.
It was bleeding, but they treated it. And Nkrumah had few.
Oh, so Kwame Nkrumah actually got some bruises?
Oh, yeah. Had few. And asked Bachman, what happened? And he explained. That when the bomb, it was a bomb, and Bachman saw the bomb.
Okay.
Coming. See, because of military experience, he noticed that there was a bomb coming. Somebody had thrown something. And that person was hiding behind the school kids. Do you see what I mean?
Wow.
Drink your water.
Let me drink my water.
That person was
right behind the school children.
Was hiding.
Hiding behind
the school children. And when he saw the coming and other members of the delegation, I think he got up quietly and threw the bomb. See, from the back of the school kids and threw the bomb to Nkrumah. So that was when Bachman saw the bomb. So he pushed Nkrumah down straight away and put his body on him. And he explained to me that when a bomb blew like that, it travels at a tangent. It goes like this. So when you are standing, to come straight to your chest. So that was why he put his body on it. But they were so close to the beginning point that it touched the backside. And that touched Nkrumah's side.
So that could have been the end of Nkrumah.
Yeah. And at that time, the bomb had gained height. It was going like this. And because I'm a short man, I went under the bar.
You flew just above.
It flew over my head. It didn't touch my camera because of my height. Went like this. That saved me.
Oh. And this is the first one, the Kulungugu.
That is the first number one.
Then the number two happened where?
At Flagstaff House.
Was it before Amatewe or after Amatewe?
Oh, that's after Amatewe. After Amatewe.
Which part of the Flagstaff House? Is it right in the office of the president?
Oh, the open, you know. We're talking about not the present Flagstaff House,
okay.
The old Flagstaff House.
Okay.
You know, and the old Flagstaff House, from the street to, you know, there were open places, and dignitaries were coming to great Kwame Nkrumah to, you know, to console, to thank God for his life, you know, whether they were honest or not, but they all came because Nkrumah was alive. See, and what the ministers sent somebody to come and get me because at the gate there were I think Bobo people were performing there, and said the performance was so nice that they said I should be called to come and film
the performance.
A minister, yes.
Okay.
So the man came, and I said, Rocky. So I followed him. When I came, I saw the Bobo people playing, and I took some few shots. When somebody came to tell me, Nkrumah was calling me, was then looking for me, so I had to rush back quickly to the compound. And immediately I left the Bobo and stepped into the street. Boom!
Oh.
The bomb went. And those Bobo people, they died.
Ah.
Oh. So I went back.
You had that also on tape? Okay, you left the place.
I've left the place. But the bomb went.
Just immediately you left?
Immediately I stepped in the street in front of the Bobo people. It went.
And the third one happened where?
No, the third one was at the stadium.
Accra Sports Stadium?
Yeah. Accra Sports Stadium. Where, you know, Accra Sports Stadium, you know, there was cultural performance. You know, the same connection with Nkrumah's recovery, Nkrumah's this thing. Safe arrival from Kulungugu. And then the bomb went up there too, among the drummers and the dancers. There too.
But that one, Nkrumah was not close to
Nkrumah wasn't there.
Okay.
Nkrumah wasn't there, but now they were attacking the public. The Montreal were attacking the public, you know, by putting fear
in the people. About Nkrumah.
About
that
Nkrumah.
Is a bad press saying.
If you want to perform something to thank God for saving Kwame Nkrumah, you get the bomb.
Oh.
So they want to
So that was the implication.
Yes. So there was the bombs playing at the Flagstaff House too. It was an evening thing.
And the fourth one, which is the
fourth one was at Lucas House. Lucas House, UTC area, that area.
And Kwame was there?
No, he wasn't there.
Okay.
The public, it went. It was a pity.
That one?
Yeah, all the bombs. You see the bomb blast like that. You know, the Lucas one, there was a lady from Information Services who was selling newspapers. no, magazines, information magazines. And where she had reached was the place where the bomb went. And this man just run to our car, the Ghana film car. And we saw something hanging. No, it was the intestines. Everything was hanging. Oh, yeah. Everything was there. So it just came and fell on our car like that. Oh, it was a pity. Anyway, let's forget about the bomb. Let's talk about his overthrow.
Yes, so his overthrow.
Yeah. So see, people started, this bomb thrower started putting fear on people. By the bomb, but through the bomb throwing. It was very frightening. So anytime there was a performance, people feared to go. Yeah. So Nkrumah also strengthened himself by, being detention without trial. That we remember there was something like detention without trial.
That's right.
And that was what created more hatred. People were arrested without trial. And it wasn't comfortable. It could be anybody. Could be anybody, Now, the actual overthrow. See, I wanted to go back, make a flashback. There was a gentleman whom Nkrumah made Ghana's representative at the UN. He served there for 4 years. And then, at the end of the 4th year, the vacancy of the chairmanship of the UN, the chairmanship became available.
Okay.
So, Nkrumah arranged for him and he was appointed as chairman. Because the team fell between, it was a fight between Ghana and Sudan. And Ghana won. Ghana won, so he was made the chairman. And was the first black man to sit in the chairman's chair, to occupy the chair of the chairman. The first black man.
Wow.
It was very, very important for Nkrumah. But can I urinate?
Okay. We're going for a break. I'll return soon, and Grandpa will continue with the discussion. Please, we'll be right back.
Fuel station, no actually.
The chairman of the UN. So you come and we'll hold the act to build Ghana. You saw the experience to build. Let's lift Ghana up. So he came and was made the foreign affairs minister. And that was the end of Kwame Nkrumah.
Somebody he helped to chair the UN Council came in as a foreign affairs minister, and that began the end of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Correct.
How?
He united with the UN, the CIA.
Okay.
The CIA bought him. So by the time he came back as foreign affairs minister, he was a CIA man.
Oh.
Yeah. And at that time, the whole world was asking Nkrumah to go to Hanoi to promote peace. But that Hanoi trip was postponed 4 times. 4 times. There were reasons.
You remember any of them?
No, I wouldn't ask for that one. I would
You tell me off air. Yes, I would love to listen to that story.
Off lunch. See, it was postponed 4 times. So, I think America became confused. Why Nkrumah was postponing the CIA? They were pushing him, but he was refusing. So you know what they did? They went into the files and saw that Nkrumah had a friend called Franklin Williams. And Franklin Williams was not a diplomat, he had nothing to do, I think he was a farmer somewhere. But they were mates in the university.
In the States?
In the Nkrumah. Yeah, with Nkrumah.
Okay.
They were good friends. So they made Franklin Williams ambassador to Ghana.
The U.S. made Kwame Nkrumah's friend?
No.
The ambassador to Ghana?
The U.S., yes, the U.S. I thought
to Ghana?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure Kwame will be happy to have his friend.
That day at Flagstaff House, it was like a Christmas. The whole of Flagstaff House was full of joy. Franklin Williams had come, and they spent the long night talking. And Franklin, it was sent purposely to convince Nkrumah to go to Hanoi. And this our man was aware.
The foreign affairs minister?
Yeah. He was aware that Kwame Nkrumah would be going. He had been told that Kwame Nkrumah would be traveling. Anytime he traveled out, he should leave Kwame Nkrumah and come over to be the president of Ghana.
Oh.
Yes, so the plan had been worked out beautifully. Do you understand me? Yeah. So he had a plan in his mind. So he came. And the Hanoi, because of Franklin, the Hanoi trip came on. And we went.
So you went with Kwame to Hanoi?
Of course, anywhere we went,
you were going to film,
it's
sure.
automatic. So we went. And got to China. First of all, we went to Burma. Our first stop was Burma. Then to India. Then to Russia. Then to China. And then from China, on our way to Hanoi, when the Chinese government told Nkrumah that a coup had been made in Ghana. So Nkrumah, oh, okay, that's fine. So we, the trip to Hanoi was cancelled. Now, we had to restructure and replan where to go. That was when Guinea asked Nkrumah to come to be with them, Secretary asked Nkrumah to come. Because they were good friends, and Nkrumah had helped Secretary a lot. When the French people were leaving, they took everything away, and they were broke. They left them poor. So Nkrumah gave them $10 million to start. So Nkrumah and Secretary were like this. So Secretary asked Nkrumah to come and stay with him as co-president of Guinea. So we came to Moscow. And on our flight back from China to Moscow. That was why Nkrumah told me the truth. He told me something, which I've spoken. He came to where I was sitting. And for the first time on that flight, the ministers, the important the VVIPs, nobody will be in the first class.
Okay.
And at the first class, there's a seat at the back on the right side of Nkrumah, at the back there. So anytime he wanted something, he would just give me a sign and I'll go to him. But this time, for the first time, all the ministers, everybody, all the officials in the first class with him had left him.
Oh.
And they were in the economy, talking to having talked to the other members, the Ghanaian crew, the Ghanaian
passengers.
It was a chartered flight.
Oh, okay.
Talking to the rest of the people there, laughing and joking. So Nkrumah, I saw he pulled the curtain, look at them and closed it back.
Again.
And he came and sat near me.
That could be heartbreaking.
He came and sat near me. Then he asked me what I was writing. And I said, I was writing the scenes of the departure from Hanoi, from China, because I've shot the departure. So I was writing quickly so I wouldn't forget. Then he asked me, my son, what do you know about coup? I said, when I said that when an illegal government, when a military overthrows an illegally elected government.
Wow.
And he said, my son, this is just the district meaning. But the explanation is the district meaning. It is the district meaning. But what is going on in Ghana, the coup in Ghana, is part of the coup supposed to happen in Africa. It will go on. It will go on. Africa sinks into the dust. And out of the ashes, the new Africa will grow.
That there will be coup d'etats in the various African countries. Africa will burn, and out of the ashes a new Africa will emerge.
Will grow. Yeah, the new Africa will grow. He tapped on my shoulder and said, one thing, never stop shooting. Film until the film runs out. But the cinema camera speaks the truth. The cinema camera, your camera, it speaks the truth. So shoot, keep on shooting until it's over. Because these films you are shooting will be used to judge me whether I'm a good man or a bad man.
Oh.
So keep on shooting. And that was the last chat I had with him. He went and sat back. He took his book and he started reading. And then when we got to Moscow, the officials came and took him in the official car and left. That was the last time I saw him.
Oh. So from that time...
But when the coup came, that same night, Ashimashi, it was the foreign affairs minister who was on the flight.
Ashimashi.
Ashimasi.
The Asimesi. Okay, the one you said you tell me later.
Yeah, Ashimasi.
Asimesi.
Ashimasi. Oh, when the gun was Ashimasi. Ashimasi was on the flight with us. And that evening, he came to see Kwame Nkrumah.
Oh.
No, he was on the flight with us on this whole trip. He was the first in China. Nkrumah took him along.
Oh, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. A.S. Oh, okay. Asimesi A.S.
Asimasi, yes. And that evening he came to see him, to see Kwame Nkrumah, and said, "Sir, the NSC, the following day, the OAU was being opened. And said, I think I have to, I'm seeking your permission to travel to Addis Ababa to go and oppose the president of the president of the NSC because they're legally elected government. They came by coup and destroyed correct. So I want to go and strongly object to their presence." And Nkrumah said, "Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead." So he authorized that ticket should be given to him, and he left.
So Asimesi left.
Asimasi left. So the following morning, about 5 a.m., I wasn't sleeping. I was getting worried. You know, where do we go? You know, I'll think about my house, my wife. Then Nkrumah came to the hall. He saw me sitting down and said, "Where is Asimasi?" I said, "Oh, I don't know. I have not seen him." Then he went back to his apartment. And then about 7, 8, I was just sitting there dozing. About 7, all the other officials came. And he came. And he asked the same question. And a prominent person told me, "Oh, sir, last night you authorized us to give him a ticket to go to Addis Ababa." Then Nkrumah smiled and said, "Asimasi rerouted himself. Instead of going to Addis Ababa, he rerouted himself to Accra. And he's on his way to Accra. He's on his way to Accra, and he's attending his own funeral. He's on his way to Accra, and he will be attending his own funeral. So he left. Then we got to know that the CIA sent a message to Ankara, General Ankara, that Asimasi was on flight so from so coming to Ghana to be made the president. Please arrest and deal with him.
Oh, because that was the promise that was given to him. So Asimesi was arrested.
Oh, yes, straight. They sent Moak, Ankara. Then Moak, immediately the plane landed. They sent Moak. They mentioned his name and he came and was taken straight to the Moak at the tip of the stairs, straight to someone. He was locked up there at someone.
Suronipa.
Nejan Saman.
Nejan Samai. Suronipa Nejan Samai.
So see, when I came back, Ankara gave instructions that I should be flown to London. You know, he gave instructions to Mr. Elliot, who was the ambassador in Russia. I should be taken to London, and that he will give instructions when I should come back. After some weeks, he said I should come. So when I came back, I was called to the police headquarters. That was where the NLC was meeting. The military cum police were meeting, so they asked me to come and address them. They asked me questions. Yeah, because I knew all of them. You know, they were past ADC to Nkrumah. You know, so I went to... And then, that was when the Danquah told me that, Asimasi and the minister who arrested will be coming to Institute of Journalism, the School of Journalism, you know, for interview, because they thought agreed to say something. And the first person would be Asimasi. So I should bring my cameras to film him. And all that I've told you about the CIA and all these trips, he said all himself. So that's why I'm talking that's an authority.
That's right.
It's on film.
You still have copy?
It's
you still have it?
Later. Yeah, it is on. I got it on film. He spoke it, and I got it on film. That CIA gave him money and did this and did that, and you know the chairmanship or all those things. He spoke everything.
And you filmed it.
I filmed it, and now I'm speaking it.
So one day I can have that video to watch.
Oh, it depends on the price.
How much it's going to cost? Don't worry. We need to watch that video. Thank you so much, Grandpa, for your time. I really appreciate your time. That's Reverend Dr. Chris Hesse. People call him the personal cinematographer of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, but I call him the state cinematographer. He's worked here where we are sitting for 45 years, right? He's worked in this environment for 45 solid years. God bless you. 10 years as a managing director. I pray to God to add more than 10 years to your age so that I can be the MC to your 105 birthday. Thank you and God bless you, sir. Yo,
Yes,